Hello guys, this is San Cortero and I am back with another pick a card reading. This pick a card reading is going to be all about your relationship with your future spouse. So as you can see, I've already picked out a good amount of your cards, and also you have some books to choose between for the groups. So today in this reading, we're going to be talking about, your relationship with your future spouse. So we're going to get some cards about their energy in a relationship, what they're like, your energy in a relationship, what you're like, and then the overall energy of the relationship and the overall dynamic. And then we're also going to see about the outcome of the relationship. So that's just going to be a chance to see if, maybe do you guys take any, it's your future spouse, so take what resonates. It's either the person you marry or just a lifelong partner if you're not into marriage. And the outcome of the relationship, I'm just going to sort of give the cards or spirit a chance to talk about if you guys have any children, or, make a little family, or if you do anything, notable, and because you're in the relationship with that person. So, if you guys create something together, if that's like a literal person or like a physical entity, like a business or something. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. So these are all 4 of your groups. So I very intuitively sort of spread them out. I had the energy yesterday to shuffle the cards, but not the energy to actually record the reading. So I shuffled the cards and put them into groups, but I didn't do the reading yet. So here we are now doing the reading. So group 1 is going to be this copy of Wuthering Heights, and I sort of just intuitively laid crystals out on here. So group 1 is going to be this copy of Wuthering Heights. This is group 1. Group 2 will be this copy of Wuthering Heights. And the reason why I chose Wuthering Heights is because it's, it's my favorite book, and so I collect copies of it. So I have a lot of copies of Wuthering Heights. So these are all different copies of the same book. And so in the first sort of portion of the reading, I'm going to be going through and opening up to the same area in the book and read in each book and reading like the first little line or clump of lines that I see, and I'm going to channel some stuff about that. So yeah, group 1, group 2, group 3 is this copy of Wuthering Heights, and then this is group 4's copy of Wuthering Heights. This is group 4. So you guys can take some time to see which group you resonate with most. So this is going to be a reading about the energy of your relationship. So I think what my advice would be to do when choosing a group would be to sort of meditate and mindfully come into alignment with the energy that you want or anticipate your future spouse having, or the energy of your relationship having. So, and then basically seeing which of these piles aligns most with that. So, it's sort of just taking the energy of the books that you intuitively get and matching that to the energy of the relationship with your future spouse that you intuitively hope for and anticipate. So it would just be, sort of like which vibe of these books matches the vibe that you want to have with your future spouse. So take a little bit of time to figure that out. We do have cards already pre-shuffled. I wanted to get some more specific messages. My last reading, I was happy with my last reading, honestly, all in all. It was very long though, and it was guided because I had specific questions, but it was also, I had specific questions, so it was a lot of messages came through, and so it was very long. And so this time I'm sort of hoping to get more succinct, short messages that also overlap less. I feel like there was a a little bit of overlap in that last reading, but so yeah, so I already picked out a bunch of cards. We're still going to be pulling out some cards just, intuitively when it comes to it. But yeah, so these are your piles. So take some time to pick, and you also may have messages in more than one pile, so feel free to come and visit another pile and check what resonates. And only take what resonates and ignore the rest. Okay, so now we're going to get started with pile 1. So I'm going to move these other cards just to the side. Alright, so here we are, pile 1. This is your reading. Welcome to your reading, pile 1. So, let's see, first, these are your crystals. Some beautiful crystals. I'll put them here in case you want to look at them. I'm pretty sure this is moss agate. I'm not sure what this is, not sure what this is, not sure what this is. And not confident that this is moss agate, so we'll see. I mean, I don't know, the crystals weren't supposed to be like a huge part of the reading, but it was more so just, maybe another way to help you guys read the energy, to intuitively pick your piles. So these are your crystals. I left them overnight sort of on the cards, so that the energies can be more succinct throughout, the cards, the crystals, and the book. So I'm going to put the crystals, I think maybe I'll put them right here. Alright, and so I'm going to put your cards down, and first what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a little passage from the book. And then I'm going to intuitively channel some stuff about that little passage that I found. So I'm going to open up to roughly the same part of the book for each pile. So I'm going to open up to maybe, I'm going to do it to about the middle. I'm going to look at down here. So the one that I found was, Hareton and the woman laughed, and she joined them, and waxed more impertinent still, till I cried in great irritation, "Well, Miss Cathy, if you were aware whose house this is, you'd be glad enough to get out." "It's your father's, isn't it?" said she, turning to Hareton. "Nay," he replied, looking down, and blushing bashfully. He could not stand a steady gaze from her eyes, though they were just his own. "Whose, then? Your master's?" she asked. He colored deeper with a different feeling, muttered an oath, and turned away. And so I'm not sure if you guys have read Wuthering Heights, but definitely in this part of the book, it's a little complicated to explain, but basically, like, there's a little guy named Hareton. He was inviting his little cousin, I think, Cathy, over, but trying to deceive her, because I think that his uncle is the little girl Cathy's late mother's, love interest. So his uncle is Heathcliff. So the main characters in the book Wuthering Heights, it's centered around Heathcliff and Catherine and their sort of tumultuous love story. And then eventually Catherine dies. Her daughter Cathy, that she has with another man, befriends Heathcliff's child that he has with another woman. And so they, eventually this boy Hareton invites Cathy over, but it's under false pretenses because his uncle Heathcliff actually just, wants to trap Cathy there to sort of, I don't even know, to maybe get back at Cathy's father for having an affair or marrying her mother Catherine, who Heathcliff was in love with. But anyway, so that was the little section that we were on. So it was kind of a very, like, kind of sad, pitiful part of it, because it was like this, oh, wait, I think that was the part. I think that was Harriton. Or you know what? Harriton may have actually been someone else. I'm not sure. But I forget. It's been a little while since I read this book. But anyway, the part that I thought it was when the little boy invited Kathy over and was like deceiving her about why he wanted her to come over. Because actually it was just his uncle wanted to trap Kathy there. And that may not have been the part that I actually read, but that's the part that I'm channeling. And so I'm getting probably that so first I'm going to pull some cards on whose energy this is in the relationship. Let's see. I'm just going to get, so whose energy is that? Because I don't know if, it seems like maybe someone's a little more trusting and someone's a little more doubtful of relationships, and I'm not sure who that is. Nostalgia, focus on the here and now. Throne, your potential is endless. I am probably getting that it's more so you who is very trusting in a relationship. So I think that that's probably the message that wanted to come through the book. So I think that you, you're probably more trusting when it comes to this relationship. Probably whoever your future spouse ends up being, maybe they have a little bit more trust issues that they have to work out. Or maybe not even, it could even just be they have a normal amount of trust issues, but you're just a very trusting person. Because that specific passage I was channeling, it was, the little girl Kathy didn't even think that this boy Harriton could, that didn't occur to her as being something, like she thought it was genuine. She was like, oh, I just want to play with this friend that I made because I'm so lonely. And then he ended up deceiving her, and so that was always rough. And so, you may have like a rough background sort of like that. It may be something like that where you are very trusting of people, and you're sort of in the process of learning how to detect red flags and how to healthily make boundaries and pass judgments and trust yourself on people. It's sort of wanting to walk the fine line between, being wise with who you give your time to and not being so strict and, quick to judge that you automatically see something you don't like in a person and you shut them down immediately. It's more so of like a conscious realizing what's good for you and attuning the people that you surround yourself with accordingly. Your potential is endless. Nostalgia, focus on the here and now. Yeah, so I think that it could be also, I feel like you're still a very trusting person, and this, I feel like this energy is for you, but it could be the energy of your future spouse. Just take what resonates. But so I feel like you could be very trusting, and maybe, so in the past you have maybe a little rocky experiences with trusting people. And so maybe you want to be a little more guarded, but you still need to find that balance between having boundaries and knowing your worth and knowing who you should surround yourself with and not sort of forcing loneliness and isolation on yourself. And it's, taking the leap to trust someone, but also believing the signs that they show you, maybe that say they don't deserve your trust. Oh my gosh, and when I was saying this, there's like a little, I really don't know what it is. Oh my gosh, I think it's like, it looks like a little, almost like a little caterpillar, like flying around, like in my room. Like it looks like it's a little caterpillar that's getting ready to like go onto a leaf and turn into a butterfly, but like it's just hanging in my room and I just saw it right now. So I think definitely there's some aspect of like you learn some important lessons when it comes to trust and faith in the people that you surround yourself with, and the faith in the universe and giving you people that deserve to be around you. And I think that those are probably important lessons that you've been learning, and things that will be, you know, an active lesson that you'll have to enact when with your future spouse, because I think there are some trust issues. And I don't think it's trust issues as in like you will shut down and not trust them from the beginning, but I think it will be more so something like you trust them, but maybe the whole time while you're trusting them, you're like, I shouldn't be trusting them because when I trust people, it goes awry. It could be something like that. It'll, you know, there's definitely some level of you being very trusting, but also being apprehensive because of how trusting you are. It's like you almost think like, I really just see the good in people, so there's no way this is actually accurate. Okay, so that's the message that I have for you for that. So now, let's see, I'm going to check the time. All right, nice. So I've been rambling for a little, but that's okay. So now we're going to get the energy of your relationship. So first we're going to get, I'll put this up here, I'll put this over to the side. So first, this card is for your energy. So you have the Six of Pentacles. This card is their energy in a relationship. They have the Moon. And then these are the relationship energies itself. So transformation and voyage. So that's beautiful. Just gonna straighten these out. So that's beautiful. So first let's look at your energy in a relationship. Your energy in a relationship, Six of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like you give a lot. And I think that this is not just, I don't think it's really material giving, but I think it's more so things like, you know, maybe your love language is acts of service. And I think that you know, maybe you do like giving gifts, but I think it's more so you like to do things for other people. And I think that you like to make their life easier. So I think that it's probably you'll be very into, you know, acts of service and, you know, even stuff like physical touch, physical comfort. I think that it's from the vibe of this and the vibe of, you know, what I channeled from this message. I think that you very much are very emotionally in tune. And so, like, you very much sit and recognize and validate your emotions. And so I think that this card is kind of talking about that, where you're going to give emotionally. You know, even though this isn't a cup, this is a pentacle, I think that your energy is still very watery. Watery and grounded, but still very, very watery and nice and supportive. And so I think that you are going to be very generous with how you want to make them feel in a relationship. You're going to really want to support them and make them feel comforted. And then so let's see, their energy in a relationship. So your energy will be very supportive, comforting, reassuring. You will give a lot of reassurance to this other person, to your spouse. So your spouse's energy in a relationship is going to be the Moon. So it could be, you know, it could be a little bit of a similar message to, so what I thought Harriton was supposed to, I thought Harriton was doing in this book. So it could be potentially that, you know, at first what's on the surface is a little bit different from what's underneath. So, you know, in the little passage that I thought I was reading, again, I'm not confident that that was actually the passage I was reading, because I'm not sure if Harriton is Heathcliff's nephew. Oh, man, no, I think somewhere I messed up, but regardless, the passage I thought I was reading, you know, it was definitely something that was like something underneath the surface, like maybe a little bit of deception or false pretenses at first. And so I think that that's definitely going to be the energy of the Moon person. So I think the energy of the Moon person is going to be a little bit more closed off in the beginning for a relationship. And I think that that's going to be part of this Pentacles person's, not job, but like maybe part of their, you know, their role in the relationship is going to be very much giving the reassurance and the security and safety to the moon person, showing them that they are someone who can be trusted, and showing that to the moon person so that they can truly open up. So I think it is a little bit of both sides from what I was channeling here. I think that this person is probably very trusting and is learning how to be less trusting, and learning less trusting without being, what's it called, cynical or a skeptic or something. But then this person is learning how to open up, and also learning, it's not that they feel like they can't trust people. I mean, I think it kind of is, but I think it's more so just they assume that they can't, where it's like this person's default is to trust people, this person's default is to just not even give people the opportunity for them to know if they can trust them or not. And so I feel like their energy, the moon person's energy in a relationship, is going to be, it's going to be a little more detached in public. So whereas I feel like this person would be definitely very, you would know that this person's in a relationship with this person in public, because, maybe you really like, holding their hand or touching them, or those little physical, acts, public displays of affection, maybe just little things like that. Whereas I think this person is I think they'd be very receptive to you doing that. It's not like they're going to like brush you off and say no, but I don't think that they will initiate that a lot. But I think that it'll make them feel good when you do that in public, because I think that also, they do have a little bit of trust issues, or just like, a little bit of appearance issues, meaning maybe they want to come off a certain way, or maybe they're very conscientious of coming off a certain way, and so they may not want to, do any PDA themselves, or they'd be maybe a little too embarrassed to try to do PDA themselves, like towards you in public. But like definitely when, if you go and hold their hand, or if you like, stroke their arm or pet their hair or something, they'll be very receptive to it. And, that may be something that would encourage them a little bit to do that or act that way towards you too. And so for the energy of the relationship, transformation and voyage, I mean, these are very, very similar cards. And look at that beautiful whale in the background. And so I think that this relationship is definitely going to teach you both very important lessons about being in a relationship and trusting people. And so for you, I think it's going to teach you that basically the rose-colored glasses you had when, sussing out other people in the past, maybe you were wrong before, but it's like, this relationship is going to reassure you that no, you actually do know this person, and your assumption about them actually is very much true. They really are the person that you think they are. And we're not so much getting a lot about, who this person is, who your spouse is. We're more so getting like the little challenges or something that you guys will have to overcome. But yes, I think that this relationship is going to show you it's interesting, because like your part of your journey, how you have to transform, is you do have to put in boundaries and know when maybe people aren't worth trusting or not worth your time or energy. But then this relationship, it's very much going to give you a green light to giving your time and energy, because this person is truly who you think that they are. And then I think that the transformation for this person in the relationship is they're going to realize, yeah, you are also the person that they think you are. And so they can truly trust you. And, you know, I'm getting the vibe sort of that this is probably not your first relationship, but this could potentially be the moon's first relationship. And maybe not even first relationship, but it could be first serious relationship, first person they actually loved, first meaningful relationship, maybe before they just had a bunch of flings or they dated people casually, and now this is more of a serious relationship. Or honestly, I'm not really getting the vibe that they dated too many people casually. I'm not sure if they're into that. I'm getting more of like sort of a solo loner vibe from them, and more of a vibe where they sat back, sussed out other people, and made like the conscious judgment that these people weren't for them and that they didn't have like a romantic interest in them. Whereas I feel like with you more so have like a very a bubbly, optimistic view on life, and I feel like you probably have been in more relationships, more serious relationships, because and probably ones that didn't end wonderfully, because I feel like you probably did have a little bit of rose-colored glasses on. And so, yeah, so the moon person is learning that, you know, even though it never happened before, it can still happen now. And so I feel very, you know, I feel like this energy and this energy is so connected, and I feel like this energy and this energy is so connected, because I do feel like, you know, transformation, voyage, they both deal with new things and, you know, rebirth in a way. And I feel like the moon, it's very much the rebirth that they go on is a voyage to a new realm of, you know, romantic interest and love and trust. And then I feel like, you know, your voyage that you go on into is very much a transformation, or the rebirth that you experience is very much a transformation where you're learning how to, yes, give your energy out in a, you know, you're such a giving person, and then it's learning to only give to people whose energy, you know, fulfills you, whose energy gives back to you. And so I'm going to get a few other cards. What I'm going to get is some clarifiers for just their energy in a relationship. Let me check the time. Okay, so I'm going to get some clarifiers for their energy in a relationship. And or your energy. 4 of Wands, beautiful. So yeah, you're very dedicated. You want this, I feel like you've wanted the fairy tale, you've wanted this sort of love, and so I feel like that's probably been why you've been so eager to give out your cup, so to speak, to other people in the past, because it's like, you're like, oh, is it you? Are you it? Are you this person I have in my fantasies? Oh, I think it is. Let's do it. Let's go all in. And then eventually you realize, they show you, sadly, that it's not them. And so you need to pull back your energy, recoup, and sort of, I think it is a little bit, you know, harrowing when that happens, because I think it makes you really not trust yourself for a little bit. But then I think you do bounce back because you meet a new person and they ignite your belief in love again. And then you sort of start the whole cycle over. And I think you need to learn how to not reinvent the wheel so much. I think you need to learn better when, you know, a person coming in is really just a reincarnated version of a past person you already dealt with, and it's a reiteration of another test that you need to pass. So it's, you know, I think that this person coming in, your future spouse, is going to be very, very, very different from your normal type. And so I think that that is going to be a way that helps you sort of distinguish them, because it's going to be different than the person you've dated in the past. And I think that's going to maybe like alert something initially, because they're going to be different from your usual type, but you're still going to be strongly drawn to them. And they're going to be different, and eventually these differences are going to manifest in a way and show you that they can be trusted and they are actually the person you've been waiting for this whole time. And then, so let's see, I'm going to get another thing about them in their relationship. So this, you guys may definitely have messages in other piles, because I'm getting this reading is a little bit more about, oh my god, is a little bit more about, yeah, like the energy of coming into the relationship. So the moon person's energy had clarified King of Swords and the Towers. So this person, it may be that they're very, I don't think that they really keep to themselves. I mean, I think that they do. I think that they're probably an introvert, as in they don't really like socializing too much with other people. But I think that they probably, they are witty. I feel like they probably do talk to people. They're probably social. But I just think that probably when they go home and relax and, just chill, I think that they very much do it alone. I think that they're very kind of a low-key person, not a party person, and I don't see them really going out to bars or clubs too much. Maybe a bar just to, have a drink with a buddy to catch up once in a while. But I think mostly that, yeah, they're a little bit of a solo energy, a solo laid back, relaxed energy, and I feel like you are definitely a little bit more bubbly, sociable, and so I am getting like sort of like a very cute dichotomy with that. I think that it's going to be your relationship is going to really, you both will really admire and love the other person because they are kind of so different from you, but in just such an adorable, wholesome way that you really appreciate and adore. But anyway, the moon person's energy in a relationship, so I think that it definitely is probably like the most serious relationship they've ever been in. And I think that definitely you will feel more strongly for this moon person than you have any other person before. But I think that this moon person, it's like they really have not even been exposed to such like a romantic connection, whereas you have. And so I feel like it's going to be a lot more meaningful for them. And so I think that they will, it may take them like a little bit to warm up to you, just yet to like learn that they can trust you, because this is not something that they've gone through before. This sort of, relationship, romantic pining over someone, this dating courtship thing. They haven't really experienced it before, but it's something that, once they've decided that you're worth it, they're going to be so all in, and they're going to be very, very communicative to you. I feel like, you're going to know where they stand. I feel like that they're like a logical, rational person, but I think that they have the potential to be very deep and emotional. And I think that maybe before they just didn't really want to touch on that because they felt like they weren't surrounded by any person, or they didn't have any real prospect of a person that could sort of earn or be worthy of this emotional depth to them. But I think that, they see you, they meet you, they fall in love with you, and they're like, oh, this is a person where I can be like my most like romantic self with, and that I should be my most romantic self with. And I really don't think that they're a super romantic person, but I think that they will do a lot for you. So like how you will do a lot for them, I think that what they will do for you is going to be much more physical. I don't think that, whereas, yeah, you very much like to provide like emotional comfort and stuff and stability for them. I think that they're also going to want to do that for you. I think that they're also going to be very into acts of service. But I think that they're also going to be into just sort of, I think words of affirmation, I think that they'll be into, but maybe not like outright words of affirmation. Like maybe they may not like speak it, but they could be like a writer or a poet or something like that. Or, they could potentially have some sort of musical interest. I'm getting the vibe that it's less so like, rock or whatever, and more something like they play the piano classically. So they may express their love for you in ways like that. Or, they could be honestly very physically affectionate with you, but yeah, like when you guys are in private. And so I'm going to just get 2 more cards about the relationship dynamic. Two more sets of cards, I guess. So stars, you can manifest your every wish. Phoenix, how's that for a happily ever after? Oh, that's beautiful. So I think that it is very much, you have a sort of Phoenix energy. You kept getting sort of knocked down by these other unsuccessful relationships. And very much this relationship is proving to you that everything you've ever wanted, everything you've dreamed of and fantasized in a relationship and in a person mostly will come true. So I feel like it's mostly the person. I feel like maybe the relationships that you had were able to be healthy and nice. You know, you guys were wholesome and sweet to each other, but I think that ultimately it boils down to the person that you thought you were in a relationship with wasn't actually that person. And I think that this person is going to be the person that you look for. I think that this person, honestly, really deep down, they probably are. They're romantic, but I think that more so they recognize that you love romanticism, and so they want to be really that romantic person for you. I think that they recognize very much, the moon person recognizes that you have been this phoenix energy, that you have had to, like, I'm thinking of the song Tub Thumpin'. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna get me down. And so I think that they very much recognize that energy in you, and I think that they're wanting to sort of have to alleviate that sort of fighter energy. So I think that they very much admire that you haven't ever been really disillusioned by love, that you've been disappointed in the past, but you still get back up and you like go out and try to find it again. And I think that they admire that about you because they've been a little skeptical their whole life of love. And I think that they very much want you to not have to, fight to be this phoenix energy, to, resurrect yourself all the time. I think that they're going to want to very much help show you that they are the person that you think that they are. Stars, you can manifest your every wish. Yeah, I think that very much this relationship is going to be a relief for you because I think that you do have a very, formidable spirit, and that you are very persistent and tenacious in going out and finding love and wanting this dream relationship. But I think that each time you got it wrong, it did chip away a little bit at you. And so I think that by the time you guys officially meet and come into union, that it'll be sort of, you'll really need their energy of, confirmation and reassurance or whatever, because I think that you will be a little exhausted having to continuously pick yourself up again. And I think that they're gonna really want to help you feel like you don't have to pick yourself up again. They're gonna want to do it for you. And I think I'm not getting super specifics with this pile, so I think that you definitely could have messages in other piles, probably something like a more specific message in another pile, but I'm definitely getting that energy of this relationship is something that the moon person didn't really think was real, that it was like this sort of love was something that the moon person really never anticipated in achieving or obtaining this life. But then and so it sort of shows something that could be possible for this moon person, shows, the love that they always separately saw as being, pure and divine, but maybe some of the love that they never thought was actually achievable. This relationship is showing the moon person that it is achievable. And then conversely, this relationship is showing that this idea that they always had in their mind, this expectation that this Pentacles person always, of a relationship that this person always had, can actually be true. And maybe it's you need to learn better boundaries and learn to not give yourself away to the first person that comes towards you, and you need to be a little bit more intentional with who you give your energy to. But it's it's a way to reassure you that what you truly want in a relationship is possible. Acceptance and heart and soul. Yeah. And so I think that there is some sort of aspect of I think both of you, or honestly, I think that mostly you need to release control over going out and finding someone yourself. I think that this moon person is going to just sort of stumble into your life. And I think that part of your lesson is, learning how to detach, let the divine accept where you're at, let the divine sort of bring the moon person to you. But then the moon person's job right now is probably, to get excited about love, think about love, believe in love, and know that it's out there to try and come into alignment with you. Because, I think that it is going to have to be a little bit of the moon person's going to have to, realize that this love is something real. It's not just, you see a celebrity couple and they act so in love, but then, back at home, that they have like a horrible home life. I feel like that's sort of like their judgment of love. Maybe they had divorced parents growing up. I'm kind of getting that vibe. Or parents that just fought a lot, or definitely like a marriage that was void of love. And so I think that they have to sort of even admit that love is real and can be achieved, so that once they meet you, they recognize that you're someone that they can experience that love with, and that it is something true. So yeah, not like a lot of obstacles for you guys to overcome, but I think it is very much you guys are both on your individual journeys, and because you're such different people, you guys will really have to learn the lessons on your journeys. And then there are definitely lessons that you guys are supposed to learn together, like you're supposed to learn how to be in a relationship with this person and then fully trust that this person is who you think they are, despite all of your mistakes in the past and judging characters. And then this moon person is going to have to be like a little similar. Like they're going to have to say, yeah, and recognize, yeah, this person is real. This love that we have is real. And it's not going to just fade and die out because all of these other relationships aren't successful, because we have a different foundation. Well, that was beautiful. Let's see, I'll write pile 1, so I'm going to leave it there. I think that was very nice. It was a little, oh, well, you know what? Actually, I didn't get any cards on the outcome, and I think that the outcome is going to be probably a little, it'll help us because, yeah, once again, like I was saying, these cards, they mainly talked about sort of like the things you guys have to overcome in the relationship and the lessons, and I think there's a meaning for that, and you probably needed to hear it. But let's see about the outcome. So let's see about the outcome of this relationship. So I'm going to get one of these Mary Magdalene Oracle cards, and then I'm going to get a couple other cards too. So the outcome of the relationship, confusion and Mother Mary. So I feel like you guys could have children in this relationship, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't. I think that you guys will build a family with each other and sort of a very close nuclear unit because, once again, I think you both will be very sacred to each other because you will be coming from the mindset of, I'm so glad that you're the person that I think that you are, and they're going to be coming from the mindset of, I'm so glad that a person like you actually exists and that a love like this actually exists. And so I think that the outcome of this relationship is going to be sort of, eradicating this confusion and going and validating the confusion at first. Maybe you guys really take a little bit to come into true union with each other because you meet, and then once again you guys both have your own little journeys of love acceptance to go on. So maybe you meet and then it takes a little bit for you guys to actually suss out, this person is actually someone I should pursue, but I think that you definitely do, and the way that you do, it's you very much trust each other. And so I think that the outcome of this relationship is relief that this love exists and that you've achieved it. It is a little bit of a battle during the relationship. I feel like even into the marriage, I think that it's just a little bit of an internal battle on both of your ends to continuously believe in the miracle of this relationship, so I think that you guys, maybe it goes through a little pattern where it takes you a little bit to come together, and then you come together and it's a honeymoon phase, but then eventually after the honeymoon phase, doubts start to kick in again, just because of your past, no real reason. but just because of your past. And so I think that the outcome of this relationship is very much the other person's going to continuously prove to you that this is like a miraculous, beautiful, divine, fated relationship. But you guys are going to, it's not like the trust problems are just going to go away the second that you meet them. You're going to have to consciously be working through them throughout the marriage. But that's going to be even more beautiful because, at every turn, this person's going to prove to you that they are the person you think they are. You're going to prove to them that this love is real. Knight of Wands, outcome of this relationship. So I think that you guys could, travel together and do fun stuff together. Definitely before you guys have any sort of family or any sort of like settling down. I think that you guys are really just going to want to be in each other's company first, because again, I think that you're going to enjoy, oh my gosh, Ten of Swords. I think that you're going to enjoy that, this person, you're going to enjoy this person's company. There is going to be that honeymoon phase, like I said, and I think in that honeymoon phase, you're going to really want to just be alone with the other and probably do some fun things like traveling, and just experiencing things together. Three of Swords, and then the Hermit. Oh my gosh. And so I feel like for the outcome, I think that it is going to be, you guys are just, it's not going to be the easiest relationship just because I think that you both are very intense people with intense journeys to go on in this lifetime, probably just like personally wise, maybe career wise. And so I think that a lot of your relationship is going to be proving to the other that you are like a true support system for them, and that, regardless of any bad experiences in the past, that they can trust you and that you will support them through it. And I think that you both have, you are both very different people a little bit from each other. And so I think that you will both, help each other embody this empowered hermit energy where you're both doing your own thing, and overcoming your own obstacles, but then it's very much like you are in a devoted relationship with this other person. I think that you guys both probably have very separate careers, very separate life paths. Maybe you have like a little venture, little thing that you want to do together. Maybe it is just like a cute little online store that you have together that's just a very, very part-time, secondary income sort of thing. And maybe you do that together. There's probably, but I'm getting the vibe mostly that you guys have your individual lives that you lead, but then you come home at the end of the day and you come back into each other's presences and you comfort each other, you help, energize each other for the next day, you support each other, and, maybe you go like have little day trips with each other, but then, you come back from the weekend and you're just like go to work and go live your own life. And, maybe it's not even a work heavy energy, but I just feel like your personal lives are both respectively very important to you guys. And so I think that, maybe with you also need to learn maybe a little bit of boundaries. I think that the other person, your spouse, is very much naturally an introvert, and so I think they're more comfortable in their own energy, and I think you're comfortable in your own energy too, but I think that also when you're in a relationship, you want to sort of merge energies together, and so I think that part of what you are going to learn in this marriage is you both will be your own separate people, and despite being your own separate people, you are still like a cohesive unit and like a beautiful like one entity, one soul together. And these are pretty intense cards, but I think it's not intense because that's going to be the outcome of the relationship. Again, I think you guys probably have messages in other piles. I think that this is more so like a en route, like during your relationship, it's going to be intense because you guys are both probably very, impactful, spiritually important people. Not saying that other people aren't spiritually important, but I feel like you guys probably both have very important journeys to go on in this lifetime, probably with, your life's purpose and everything. And so I feel like you guys both have very important lessons to learn, and you have learned a lot of lessons, but you guys will still, you will still do the work to enact those lessons during this relationship. And it's not going to be, don't be scared. It's not going to be super easy, but also it's not going to be that hard either, because you are going to have this other person with you. And I feel like that is definitely, these two cards on either end are sort of hopeful to me, because look at him. He's ready to trudge forward. And then this guy, the Hermit, he's like holding this crystal ball, almost like, a trophy at the end. So I feel like you guys will go through a lot of hardships together, and not hardships related to one another. Like, I don't think it's trust issues or anything like that, but it could be something like, relative passing, or, just, moving places, hardships that are distinct from your relationship that affect the people in the relationship. But you guys will get through it together, because you will both be such a solid support system for each other, because you both hold each other to be so sacred. And so I think that there will be fun in this relationship. You guys will achieve and go off and do the sort of extracurricular fun things that you want to do together. I think that it's going to be intense in a relationship, just because I think that you both lead intense lives, but it will be very comforted, because you guys will be comforting to each other. And you will, this crystal ball really does remind me of some sort of trophy. And so I think that you will ultimately achieve, if you have like a specific life purpose or something in mind that you want to achieve, I think you will achieve it in the end. It will be hard getting there. It will be difficult, because, most things in this life to achieve are difficult. It takes some sacrifice. It takes discomfort, but you will get there. All right, so pile 1, I'm going to leave this there. So thank you very much for reading. If you liked this reading, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Give me your ideas or your comments. Give me your suggestions on what to do next. I'm a very new YouTube channel, so I would really appreciate any and all feedback / direction. All right, but bye, pile 1. See you in the next one. All right. Hi, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So this is going to be all about your future spouse. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up to a random page in this book, and I am going to read the excerpt and just channel some things. And so I'm going to open it up to roughly the middle, and I'm going to open it up or read it right around here. I'm going to read the same area in each book to just sort of, show how different all of these books / stories are. Stories as in, your relationship story. Obviously, the stories are exactly the same. Wuthering Heights, Wuthering Heights, Wuthering Heights, Wuthering Heights. All right, but anyway, I rang the bell and committed it to a servant's care. And then I inquired what had urged her to escape from Wuthering Heights in such an unlikely plight, and where she meant to go, as she refused remaining with us. I ought and I wished to remain, answered she, to cheer Edgar and take care of the baby, for 2 things, and because the Grange is my right home. But I tell you, he wouldn't let me. Do you think he could bear to see me grow fat and merry, and could bear to think that we were tranquil and not resolve on poisoning our comfort? Okay. So we have baby. Take care of the baby. So I feel like you guys could have children. You guys may already have children. Take what resonates. You could have children. Your future spouse could already have a child with someone else. Maybe you guys will adopt a child together, foster a child together. But I think that definitely actual babies are probably pretty relevant to this connection. because I don't think that there aren't babies for very long in this book. And so I think first it's very interesting that we actually got the name of the book in the passage that I read, and then also the fact that it mentions baby. Whereas there, and like a baby, and I think that there's probably a very short span of this book where there are babies to be mentioned. So, yeah, I'm getting the vibe that there will be a child involved, and if it's not right now, then it will be in the future, and probably pretty soon, not super soon, but not super far away. So I feel like maybe a good within 5 years of you guys coming into union. If you guys it wasn't any baby then, there would probably be a baby within 5 years, and it could be something just like a puppy, but I'm feeling more so like a real, a real child. But again, only take what resonates if you have no interest in a real child. I'd also urge you to just sort of maybe keep an open mind. So maybe even if it's like you do want a child now, so much could change in the span of 5 years. Maybe you decide you don't want a child. And so just, take what resonates, but also maybe tuck it in the back of your mind in case it doesn't resonate now, but it could resonate in the future. So maybe right now you want a child, later on you decide not to, now you do, or now you don't, but later on you decide you do, So just take what resonates. But that's the main thing I'm getting from this. To escape Wuthering Heights, I am getting a little bit of I'm gonna wait to remark on that because, again, yesterday I did sort of shuffle the cards and everything, and I was getting a definite vibe of what this pile was going to be, but I open up to a different passage, and so I'm not sure if it's sort of the same energy that's going to be coming through. And so we're going to I'm going to look at the cards first, and then I'm going to see if what else I was channeling about this book is relevant here right now. So let's put this right here. I'm going to put your crystals right here. All right, so first we have their energy in a relationship. King of Pentacles, beautiful. Your energy, I remember this. So actually I want it to be this way. So their energy is King of Pentacles. Your energy is the King of Cups and the Five of Swords. And then the relationship's energy is Eternal Embrace. And then, so these cards had an interesting sort of journey in how they came out. So very first card I got was Dragon Slay Them All. Let's see, let's put these all the way over to the side. So the very first card I got was Dragon Slay Them All. And then, I went through the line. I was trying to get, so this was pile 2. I was trying to get pile 3 and pile 4. As I was trying to get pile 4's cards from this deck, instead 3 just shot out onto this pile. So those 3 were Thorns, Weave Together the Crown You Deserve, Tree, Let Them Go, Raindrops, Take a Chance on Them. So those were the 3 cards that bolted out. And then one more card slipped out. Mirror, treat your body like the palace it is. And so these are your cards. First of all, I may say, the 2 kings here, it could be a same-sex relationship. If so, oh my gosh, so exciting, relatable. So King of Cups, King of Pentacles, I very much appreciate and love that sort of symmetry. So first, for their energy in a relationship, they're going to be very grounded. They're going to be very, I don't want to say controlling, but they're going to be disciplined. They're going to know what they want, maybe how to manage finances very well. They're going to be kind of that traditional, like, paternal masculine role of, not running the house. Hold on. Right, let me click away that notification. Not running the household, but like they'll definitely be an authority figure in the household. I think they'll definitely have very strong opinions on what to do, how to do it, and they will let those opinions be known. And I think that contrasts a little bit with your energy, because I think that your energy, you also have opinions. I think that maybe it's harder for you to get your opinions across sometimes. I think that this person may definitely have a stronger presence than you do. I think you definitely have a strong presence. You're emotionally in tune, you're emotionally in check, but I think that you're also sort of, you want to hold back. You don't want to feel like this. You don't want to say something and then have to go back on it. And so I feel like you'd rather sort of just sit back and not say anything to begin with, and then let it stew inside of you, like for better or for worse. And so I think that the dynamic of this relationship is definitely going to be that this person, the person you're with, is going to be maybe a little more strong-willed, maybe not even more strong-willed than you, but I think that they're going to be more outright about it. So I think that they're going to have stronger opinions, make those opinions known more. And I think that probably what your job in doing is not being afraid of this, and still just saying what you want, saying your opinions, your needs, and not being afraid or intimidated by that going against what this person wants, and recognizing that it's a relationship, and so you need to have equal input. And I don't think it's that this person is, trying to be controlling or anything, but I think that it's more so this person, you guys are both very strong, you guys both really respect the strength in the other person, but I think that this person respects this person's strength so much that they almost don't want to tamper with it. And then this person, they're just strong and confident, so they're going off and just, saying opinions, making decisions, acting how they want. And then this person's a little more calculated, because they're like, oh, I wish I could kind of do that, and I have the capacity for acting that way. But because we already have someone in this relationship who's so strong-willed, I'm going to take a back seat now. And so I think that sort of your goal in this relationship is to assert yourself more, and not be afraid of having two strong energies in one relationship. I feel like you are very much, I think that probably in previous relationships you were in relationships with people who more so took the back seat, so you were more comfortable with, stepping into your king energy and taking control and being the one to make decisions, and just be in control of the relationship, do things like organize the dates, decide where we're going. Oh, we're going to go on vacation during this time, let's go, does this sound okay with you? You were probably the action-oriented one, whereas I feel like in this relationship, this other person's also going to be very action-oriented, and so that you're going to see them making all of the moves, and they're going to be the one organizing things like dates, vacations, making decisions on, where to eat, maybe having very strong opinions on, where to live, what apartment to get into, the timeline of your relationship. Maybe they're very, I could see them being very traditional and being like, we should wait this set of time before we reach these milestones. And maybe you have different opinions, but, they're so strong in their opinions, and you're so not used to being in a relationship with someone with such strong energy that you just sort of let it go. And you let them take control. And so I think that your goal is going to be just stepping into your own power in this relationship. And I think that sort of mirrors the energy of what I was getting before. So yesterday I was very much channeling the energy that this pile is going to be more so the stereotypical Wuthering Heights relationship. And if you don't know the story of Wuthering Heights, Kathy and Heathcliff do have a very tumultuous relationship. They're both very stubborn, both very strong-willed, and it causes a lot of tension between them because their relationship was very toxic at times because they were both very, in their own ways, very toxic people, very strong-willed people. And so, it's nice because I'm not exactly getting that energy from this pile now, but I am still getting the energy that you are both very strong-willed. Whereas, in Wuthering Heights, their both sides' strength was very apparent, and so they butted heads a lot. I feel like here, it's not apparent at first. So I think that very much you both are strong, you both recognize the other's strong, but when it comes to this relationship, this person has an unequal maybe amount of input compared to you. And that's solely just because you want to let them have more input. And I think that at first that's okay in the relationship. At first it's sustainable because you're so excited because this is like honestly a beautiful, beautiful relationship. You guys are so similar. I'm thinking of eternal embrace. They have these two beings, raindrops, they have these two beings. Mirror, it very much talks about mirroring energy between the two beings. And so I feel like you guys are so similar, and you guys have sort of been looking for a person that you can respect in the way that you respect yourself almost. I think it's very much you guys are both very strong, confident, secure in who you are, and you've just been waiting to find someone else who matches that sort of genuine, down-to-earth, confident, self-assured energy, and you finally found it in each other. And I think that I don't know, you could potentially have some sort of relationship trauma where you just, maybe the most successful relationships that you've been in have been the one where there's the least amount of, combating. So maybe the one where there's the least amount of discussion over things, the least amount of debate. And so it probably was, maybe your parents both were very similar people, and so you saw how they butted heads a lot and how it was unhealthy for them. And so maybe that's what caused you to sort of subconsciously seek out maybe not weaker energies, but just sort of more detached, less opinionated energies you sought out in previous relationships. And then you sort of did the healing, learned what truly you want in a partner, and that is the similar sort of confidence and self-assuredness and strength that you have. And so now, though, I think that sort of is scaring you potentially because you don't want this relationship to crumble because you hold them to be so sacred. But, I think that it's a little counterintuitive. I think that you want this person because you see the qualities in them that you admire in yourself and you are so excited about them. But then also the strengths and the things that you admire in yourself, seeing them in that person makes you a little too scared to want to engage with that side of them because you just don't want to butt heads. They are a different person. You can't really control who they are. So it is sort of, you need to be able to trust who they are, to know that, yes, they're strong-willed and they're opinionated, but also you trust the relationship that you have with them, the foundation you've built with them, to know that you both are still just in a relationship with each other, and you need to sort of, you need to both give input so that you are your genuine selves in this relationship, and this relationship can bring you as much joy and fulfillment as it can be. And you need to be able to feel comfortable enough doing that by fully trusting this person to, not get mad at you for stating a different opinion, etc. Okay, and so now we're going to talk about, so we talked about the different people in the relationship, so now let's see. So eternal embrace, I feel like there is going to be strong sexual energy in this relationship. I think that that's going to be a very important part of it. I think that that's probably going to be part of the, your sexual connection is probably going to be what helps you realize that this is a deeper emotional connection as well. I think that your sexual chemistry is going to be very important in you understanding sort of the gravity of this relationship, and not even, specifically just sexual intimacy, but, just physical intimacy in general. I think that you guys are both very strong energies, and so I think that, that very much translates into the bedroom, and so it is going to be a very strong, powerful, intense sexual chemistry that you guys have, but, in a good way. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the concept of synergy, but it's definitely, synergistic to me. So I'm getting the vibe that the intensity of their energy, the intensity of your energy is going to combine to make a sexual energy that's even more intense than just the combination of these energies. It's going to be like exponentially more intense. And so it will be very, very powerful, the sexual connection. And I think that it'll be a means to help you guys connect with each other. So you guys will be both very strong-willed, and maybe eventually you'll start, I think in the beginning you definitely are going to hold back on your opinions, and you're going to take the back seat and let the King of Pentacles more so make the decisions for the relationship, take control. And then I think gradually you're going to learn to have to use your voice more. And I think that maybe, it takes the King of Pentacles a bit by surprise, just because they're so used to, in the relationship up until that point, they were so used to being the ones to take control and make the decisions, and then you're going to sort of start asserting yourself more. And I think that, sex and intimacy is going to be a way for you guys to come back together and be grounded in one energy, so even if you guys maybe have different opinions on something, I think that it's not even going to be like you guys are upset that someone else has a different opinion. It could be something as, silly and little as like, I like this apartment better. No, I like this apartment better, actually. And then it's like, you guys can just have sex and be like, yeah, well, we both just feel as strongly about this apartment as the other does about that apartment. And it'll just be something to help, bring you guys back into one energy, because you guys are so strong and distinct in both of your energies. That sex and intimacy can help sort of remind you guys that you're on the same team, you're in a relationship together. This is something sacred, and so it helps you sort of have more empathy, because it helps you more actually like physically connect to the other person. And so I think that there is definitely like sex and intimacy is very important for your relationship, because it helps you sort of connect to the other person's energy very well. And so it can be something where it's like, if you guys have tense disagreements about something, you guys just, you're able to just right after the disagreement, like literally right after, just go and have sex, and then feel so much better about your relationship, because you realize like we can still disagree, but we can still have unconditional love for each other. Thorns, weave together the crown you deserve. Tree, let them go. Raindrops, take a chance on them. So this is so interesting that it goes from let them go to take a chance on them. So I think that it is sort of, I think this does sort of a little bit talk about your energy. I think that, probably in the past you were probably with people, you were in a relationship probably with people who you were able to, you had stronger opinions than them. You were more strong-willed than them. So you, and you, part of the journey you had to go on to before coming into union with the King of Pentacles is sort of letting go of that energy, letting go of wanting to find people who are different from you, or, probably, honestly, like, not so similar to you. And I think that you liked finding people who weren't similar to you because it wasn't so scary. It was almost like if they're too similar to me, then there would just be too much tension. And so I think that you wanted to find people very different from you, with different energy, different, amount of tenacity from you because you wanted there to be clear boundaries between who you were in a relationship versus who they are in a relationship, and your role in a relationship versus their role in a relationship. And so I think it felt a lot safer for you to go out and try to find people who weren't so opinionated, who weren't so dedicated to a relationship, more so nonchalant about it, because you felt more in control then. So I think that you really had to let go of that energy because you realize these people were never who you actually wanted them to be. They were able to maybe give you the peaceful relationship that you wanted because there were no fights, arguments, because you had your job and they had their job in the relationship, but the relationship and the person itself weren't able to really give you the sort of fulfillment that you wanted. And so you definitely did have to let go of the idea that pursuing someone and a relationship that you had been pursuing, those types of relationships weren't going to bring you fulfillment. So you did have to let that go, and you do have to sort of start over in how you approached relationships and who you approached to be in a relationship with. And raindrops take a chance on them, so I think it very much is some sort of instinct attraction between you guys at first. But I am thinking that because there is this sort of instant attraction, it intimidates you. I don't think it intimidates them. I think that it probably really excites them, and I think that they definitely want to engage with you. They may potentially be the first person to come over and talk to you. It could be something like, you're still a king yourself, so I still feel like you were probably maybe, looking at them across the room, giving them vibes, giving them the signal that they should come and try to talk to you or something like that. But I think that they could definitely have been the one to come over and talk to you. And I think that that may have taken you aback just a little bit, because I think that definitely before in relationships, you were probably the one making the first move. And maybe it wasn't you literally just going up to strangers at a bar and talking to them, but maybe it was you, finding them on Tinder and being the one to first suggest going out on a date to get coffee or something. But I think that they approach you, or the way that you guys meet for the first time, it makes it known that they have as strong of a will and as strong of an energy as you do. And so I think that that definitely intimidates you at first, because once again, I think that this probably will be the first person that you'll be in a relationship with that will have a comparable energy to your energy. And so I think that you'll really have to take a chance on them, because it will be, you see them and it's almost like you're worried that it's a karmic sort of relationship. It feels sort of like you went into relationships with all these other people in the past feeling like they'd be soulmates because they're not combative, they're nonchalant, they're laid back, they let you take charge. And then I feel like very much you assume that this person is going to be a more karmic relationship because they're strong-willed, you're strong-willed, you have opinions, this relationship is really, sexually intense, and you guys have a lot of chemistry, and it feels almost karmic to a sense. But I mean, I most definitely do not think it is karmic. Maybe it's karmic in the sense that you guys need to learn lessons from each other, but I don't think it's karmic in the sense that, you guys are ultimately going to outgrow each other. I think that ultimately you guys are going to learn to, as you guys are already confident in your energies. As soon as you start to be confident in your energy in the context of a relationship, then, that's going to be the lesson that you guys have for each other. And so I don't think that you're going to outgrow each other. I think that you're going to grow more into this relationship, if anything. And then the last one we have here, thorns weave together the crown you deserve. So yeah, I think that it is this sort of energy of, having to work with the difficulties of the past to learn about what you should look for in the future. And I'm definitely getting that more so from you. I don't know, it's weird. I'm not really getting much of their energy except for them being very strong-willed. So I'm actually going to try and pull another card for their energy just because I'm not getting a lot of it. Hold on, okay, it says I have 22 minutes left, so before my laptop dies. Okay, so that should definitely be enough time. So let's see, what about the King of Pentacles energy in this relationship? What are they like in this relationship? Oh, beautiful. I mean, they just basically, and I guess I think that this is probably why we're getting most of your energy. So they definitely, have their own stuff, their own stuff to deal with. But I think, for the most part, it's going to be probably you who has more obstacles to overcome when it comes to, getting into union. I think that this other person, your King of Pentacles, they're very excited for you. I think that they've very much been waiting for someone like you. I think that they could have been in relationships in the past. I'm not getting a lot, probably only 1 or 2 or 3 serious relationships that they could have been in the past. But they definitely, they have an intense energy, and I feel like they've always just been almost very spiritually aware, spiritually in tune of knowing sort of what they're looking for in a partner and really going out for it. And so I think that that's something that they've been aware of for a while. But I think that it's just simply they'll, as luck would have it, they just hadn't found the right person. And I think it's, they are a King of Pentacles. I think that they probably, were going off and they were probably achieving other stuff, probably. My guess is that they're pretty work oriented. I feel like they probably have a pretty solid career foundation laid out for them. And I feel like probably, yeah, their journey was more so just becoming more in tune with their emotions. But I feel like overall, when it comes to this relationship, they don't have a big problem coming into union with this relationship. They were just sort of sitting back and waiting for it. Whereas I think you more so do have a little more difficulties because this relationship comes to you at a time where you're realizing, I need to seek out a partner like this. I can't keep having these, nonchalant, relaxed, low-key partners. I need someone who's as determined and strong-willed as I am. And so this person's energy is very nice. I think that they do want this commitment. I think that, it may be that they feel like, they have milestones that they want to reach at certain points of time. And so I think that they'll be eager to reach commitment with you, but they'll also take it in a traditional sense, where they'll, it's not going to be like a spontaneous, lustful, quick proposal when you're, only like a month into dating or something. I think that there will be a lot of intense energy in the relationship and a lot of, deep, intimate bonds. But I think that they're still going to want to, I think that it's going to be both of you guys are going to want to make sure that this passion is sustainable. So I think that you guys are both going to want to take your time a little bit before fully, getting married and stuff like that. But you guys will get married probably relatively soon, but not like immediately after meeting, just because you guys are going to want to make sure it's sustainable. But I mean, like, they're willing and they see it in you. They see the potential of this relationship and they realize that it is probably going to lead to marriage. But they also realize, you guys both just need to make sure that you found the right cup, you found the right person. So dragons slay them all, and then mirror, treat your body like the palace it is. So yeah, I think that this is just, you do need to sort of identify each of these. I think that it's going to trigger you when you meet and come into union with the King of Pentacles at first, and I think that definitely part of the journey into, your relationship is going to entail you identifying what triggers you in this relationship and overcoming it. And I think that this person is definitely going to help you do it. They're going to help you treat your body like the palace it is. They're going to help you realize, and it could be that they have gone through a lot of similar battles. So it could be that they also are a little triggered by this energy in you, but they're just also very used to being triggered by it, and they're used to working through their triggers, and so they can kind of help you in that way. But a lot of intense energy. But so I think now I'm going to get some cards about the outcome of your relationship to finish it off. So let's see. About the outcome of your relationship. So I'm going to get some of these cards. So let's see about the outcome of Pile 2's relationship. I mean, the intensity of the sexual intensity of your relationship makes sense too, because I was getting the vibe, very similar to Kathy and Heathcliff, both of your energies, and they definitely had some intense sexual energy. Oh my gosh, the real you. That's the outcome of this relationship. The outcome is that you're going to be able to become the real you. You're going to really be able to step into your power. And, I think that it's going to be beautiful, because I think that this person is very similar to you. And so I think that them being similar to you and them sort of being a role model to you, because they're so confident in their energy, especially when it comes to this relationship. So I think that they're going to be a role model to you as to how you can stay true to yourself in this relationship, while also, while not having this true self be a downfall, so it's recognizing your different opinions, how strong-willed you both are, but then also saying that's not going to ruin our relationship, because we're both still such grounded, loving people who care about the other, and so we're not going to let little disagreements. Oops. Is it still recording? It is still recording. Okay, we're good. Hopefully cut out that part. But okay, yeah, but so you're not going to let the little disagreements come between you guys, because you are going to realize, it's just sort of silly. God and guardian angel. And so I think that this is definitely it's a very spiritual, divinely fated union. And I feel like they probably know that very early on. I'm not sure if you do early on. I think that eventually it's something that you learn. I think that more so early on, you think that this is a person that will teach you about how to be your true self in a relationship. And it's someone, who has a lot of lessons to teach you almost. But I don't think that you suspect it's probably going to be your future spouse. You probably at first suspect, it's going to be some sort of karmic relationship. But I think eventually they prove to you like they are this sort of, I'm getting sort of bad guy energy. They could have very dark features. I think that they could be a little edgier of a vibe, but I feel like they are such a genuine person, and they have true intentions, and they don't try to be mean or judgmental or anything like that. And so I think that really entices you about them. And I think that you're...
Hi guys, sorry it cut out because my laptop died. So anyway, I hope the sound isn't so weird on this. I don't know. It feels like in my headphones that the sound I don't know, that there's some sort of weird feedback or something. I don't know. Hopefully it's okay. But okay, yeah, pile 2, this was your reading. Thank you very much. Sorry it cut out, but I think that also I was probably supposed to stop talking. If you liked this video, you can like, comment, subscribe, leave me feedback or suggestions on what you want me to see. Because I'm very early on in this tarot YouTube channel, so any sort of feedback or suggestions would be very beneficial just for me to gauge who, if anyone, is watching and what they're interested in. So, bye. I'll see you in the next one. Pile 3. Oh my gosh. This is, if I remember correctly, from yesterday. I'm pretty sure that I'm excited for this pile. I'm very excited for it. So first, let's start out by getting our message. And I'll read right here. He maintained a hard, careless deportment, indicative of neither joy nor sorrow. If anything, it expressed a flinty gratification at a piece of difficult work successfully executed. I observed once, indeed, something like exultation in his aspect. It was just when the people were bearing the coffin from the house he had the hypocrisy to represent a mourner. And previous to following with Hareton, he lifted the unfortunate child onto the table and muttered with peculiar gusto, "Now, my bony lad, you are mine, and we'll see if one tree won't grow as crooked as another, with the same wind to twist it." The unsuspecting thing was pleased at this speech. He played with Heathcliff's whiskers and stroked his cheek, but I divined its meaning and observed tartly, "That boy must go back with me to Thrushcross Grange, sir. There is nothing in the world less yours than he is." "Does Linton say so?" he demanded. "Of course, he has ordered me to take him," I replied. "Well," said the scoundrel, "we'll not argue the subject now, but I've fancied to try my hand at rearing a young one, so intimate to your master that I must supply the place of this with my own, if he attempt to remove it. I don't engage to let Hareton go undisputed, but I'll be pretty sure to make the other come. Remember to tell him." Okay. Okay, so what I'm thinking, just right now I'm remembering, I think I did channel something slightly wrong in the last pilot, but that's okay. Anyway, so I think that, oh my gosh, this was an intense part of the story. So this was the part of the story where actually, Kathy and Heathcliff, so it's a weird story. Kathy and Heathcliff sort of were like adopted siblings. So Heathcliff grew up with Kathy because Kathy's father was a very kind man and saw Heathcliff and brought him in. But Kathy had a brother named Edgar, and Edgar was very evil to Heathcliff. He resented him, and Edgar very much was like a very evil presence. I think, oh my God, no, not Edgar. She had a brother, I forgot what his name was. I totally forget. But it was something. But the brother, I'll just call him Evil Brother. So Evil Brother was very evil, and he had a wife though who he loved dearly, which was weird. And then that wife died in childbirth with the Evil Brother's son. And so the Evil Brother's son in this scene was just born. And then I think that the Evil Brother was like so distraught that his beloved wife died. I think he hated the child that was born that killed his beloved wife, even though it was his child, and he disregarded it. And I think Heathcliff like saw the disregarded child, the baby, the infant, and it was like just a sweet, unsuspecting infant. But I think Heathcliff was like, finally, this is my chance to take back at the Evil Brother, because the Evil Brother was very mean to Heathcliff and they tormented him. And he was, very horrible to Heathcliff. And so Heathcliff wanted to get revenge on the Evil Brother. And so Heathcliff basically thought like, wow, enslaving and like forcing into servitude this poor innocent child, I can take back, or I can get revenge on the Evil Brother. even though it was weird, I mean, it was also sort of like to just maybe like tarnish the evil brother's name, because it was weird, because it was like, I don't know, the father, the evil brother didn't even care about his son, because like he hated his son also, and he was also probably glad at his son's suffering, because he resented him so much for killing his mother during childbirth. So that's a pretty intense scene, actually. So, before I remark about anything, no, okay, actually, so I'm just gonna get some messages about that. Actually, that scene was pretty intense, and that's very a different energy than what I was expecting with because I think that your cards are very nice, and I think I was getting a very nice energy yesterday as I was channeling well, yeah, and as I was picking the cards and sorting them. So what is this energy about? I mean, so it's very much like, I mean, I think for one thing, there is a very innocent energy of the baby. Even though it was the evil brother's baby, the baby ends up, I think that it's a complex story. So Kathy has her own child, dead Kathy. Not dead. Oh my gosh, I'm spoiling it for you guys, kind of. But anyway, Heathcliff. So two people, Heathcliff and Catherine, aka Kathy, in this story. They were, it was basically their tumultuous love story, and then, but eventually Catherine dies. But before she dies, she has a child that she also names Kathy with someone else, and this child ends up being kind of the protagonist of the second half of the book. And so this child eventually befriends Heathcliff's biological son, and then also befriends actually the evil brother's son. So it's kind of like her cousin, I'm pretty sure, but it's weird. They actually have like a little bit of a romance love story. I think it's her cousin. Yeah, it is. But yeah, it's weird. Anyway, but like the evil brother's son actually does end up being a very nice, genuine person that little Kathy really does befriend. So I want to see. So I think there's probably something that energy, because the passage did specifically mention that about how, the unsuspecting child, 9 of Cups, yeah. Oh, so I think, it could also be something about you guys having a baby. Wow, 9 of Cups and the Lovers. So about that passage, wow. I'm going to see if anything else wants to come out, because I feel like most certainly something else wants to come out to sort of, and then Strength, to sort of finish the story. I think that, so the Lovers is a beautiful card, but the Lovers also is Gemini energy, so it's choice and decision, and two paths and decision and choice. So the Lovers. And it's the 9 of Cups. So a 9 of Cups, beautiful card, but it isn't the 10 of Cups. So there is that one cup that you have to sort of meaningfully cultivate. And so I think the Lovers is very much being able to cultivate this beautiful, rich energy, but choosing to make it, but from like a wonderful foundation, and then strength. So it's having the strength to make that for yourself. And I think, I don't know, Wuthering Heights, it's a very, very, very complex story, but I mean, of all things, it is about basically strength and tenacity and wanting to, and being determined to achieve something. Heathcliff, strove to become rich himself so that he can also sort of, I don't know, just avenge himself, because Kathy and Kathy's evil brother, their father, I think, was a little well off, and so that's why he was able to afford to bring Heathcliff in. But then the father died, and so the evil brother sort of became the head of the household, I'm pretty sure, and sort of Heathcliff eventually, by his wits, was able to grow his following, or I think he was able to, like, I don't know, invest very well or something. He was able, but I think there also was an element of like sneaky manipulation, some possibly like swindle his way into a lot of money, and eventually he sort of capitalized / exploited evil brother's undoing so much. So after the evil brother's wife died, he turned to alcohol. He became like a drunk, and so very much Heathcliff sort of capitalized on that by gambling with him when he was drunk and sort of, causing him to be indebted to Heathcliff actually. So Heathcliff was actually able to rise in like financial economic, I don't know, it was like stature or something. And so I think it could be something about that. I mean, there's just really such an underdog like reoccurring theme in this story. Like at first it was Heathcliff, and then eventually it was like evil brother's son, and there was also a little bit of Heathcliff's own biological son, and it was like little baby Kathy, and it was just there's just a lot of overcoming obstacles. But honestly, what I'll say in this book is there is not a lot of like joy. I mean, there is, but it's always sort of very quickly followed by, I feel like, chaos. And so it is really a book that I did romanticize. And so I think, though, that lucky for you, I think that you guys, lucky for you, I think that mostly what you relate to for this story is the idea of overcoming obstacles and the idea of maybe being in an underdog situation and proving yourself and proving your worth. But also sort of, meaningfully like creating a life for yourself. So let's do your cards. So here are your crystals. I'll lay them down right there. And I'll put the book right here. So this is a beautiful book. I bought this, I got this secondhand from someone on Facebook. So I'm going to put these, I'm going to put these right here actually. So, and then right here we're going to do, this is your energy. Wow, yeah, the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. Your energy, their energy is the Ace of Wands. And then we're going to get, so let's see. And so for the energy of the connection, we have past lives and serendipity. Yes. I'm remembering why I loved it. And then we also have 3 cards. Villain, you can rewrite the story. Gold, you don't need someone else to fix you. And feather, think first before you judge. And you know what? I'm actually going to get 3 more cards down here just to sort of balance this out. So wow, I mean, it's very intense energy. So with past lives and serendipity, I don't know. I feel like it could be a mix of how you guys meet is by chance, but also just, by sort of course you guys meet that way because you guys are, I feel like you're very similar people, but maybe not so similar, but it's like you just have a very similar life purpose. You have a very similar path that you will walk, and you'll learn similar things. And so I think very much it could be something like you meet for a career or study, but it could be something like, you achieve an award or they achieve an award or you guys get like an internship opportunity or something like that. It's kind of a little bit, around sort of maybe a little bit achievement based how you guys meet, but I mean very much because of the shared energy that you have. Wow, so those cards just sort of flew out right there. So, I'm going to keep these, but Page of Wands. Yeah, wow, so I just said achievement, so I think that I'm supposed to keep these actually. Wow. Seven of Pentacles, the Tower, and the 3 of Swords. So, oh my gosh. So the Page of Wands personally is very important to me because it has been a personally reoccurring card that's been coming out in readings for me that I've been listening to for these past few days. And I was just talking about achievement, and I was very much picturing this card, even though it wasn't out, and then it came out. So, of course, perfect. Yes, synchronicity. Confirmation. You guys probably, when you meet also, you'll probably be going through a period of your life where you get a lot of these sort of synchronicities. And I think that you probably, even throughout your relationship, you'll experience a lot of synchronicities. Maybe you'll both like think the same thing out loud at the same time. Or yeah, it'll be something like they'll say something right as you're about to go do it. Or you'll get something for them at the grocery store and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about how I wanted that. Something like that. And so I think that you may experience those synchronicities a lot throughout your relationship, and I think that that's very much because you guys have a very past life, serendipitous sort of relationship. And I think that how you come into being and come into union with each other is through both of these energies. So it's both fated in that there's a serendipitous aspect to it. So maybe it's sort of like even maybe you're going out to eat to celebrate something that you achieved, and they're also going out for maybe a similar reason, or if they just in general have a similar story to you, and so maybe they're also out just at a bar just for fun with someone, and so it's both because you're those type of people, you like to celebrate, you like to go out, you probably have similar interests, just similar hobbies, you are a similar type of people, maybe not in how you conduct yourself so much, but maybe in what your interests are and things that you actually do. I feel like, yeah, very much that energy, like the actual physical actions that you put into the universe are pretty similar. So maybe it's that, maybe you guys are a little different in that one's an extrovert, one's an introvert, but maybe you both sort of go out to the same extent, but it's just maybe like one, I don't know, maybe one just like talks to people on the phone more often than the other does. It's definitely similar energy. And there is an aspect of you guys definitely feel very similar with each other past lives. I mean, this card always reminds me of the Six of Cups, even though it isn't. It's the Ten of Pentacles, which is beautiful because it's material abundance, fulfillment, but also has this sort of soulmate past life energy to it. So that's incredible. That's your energy. And so I feel like you are like a boss. Like I feel that you are so successful. You probably know what you want in life. Yeah, you're on this path. And if this, I don't know, like I feel like there is some definite sense of achieving something. I feel like probably around when you meet them is when you're going to have some sort of breakthrough in finances, career, just like a material hobby. It could even be something like you always had an interest in, like, let's say just making little jewelry on the side, but then you eventually made the tangible step to actually like start a real online store and you got your first customer. And so that's like, and it could be you were out celebrating that and then you meet your person when you're out, or, your person is another seller or someone that you got like in contact with or who helped you do this and set this up. It's very much like they're intertwined to some extent, but not to the extent where it's like you guys are like, doing the same thing or have the same occupation and are like, it's like you have the energy of your past are very similar, but the distinct maybe little steps are kind of different. But there is definitely both an aspect of similarity, like a strong aspect of similarity between you two. Yeah. Like 10 of Pentacles and then Ace of Wands. First, it's beautiful because this is like 10, so 10, and then this is 1, so it's 1, 0, 1. And it's very much like, that very end and then very beginning. And so Ace of Wands, Wands and Pentacles, so grounded energy, but very fiery, passionate energy. And so your person is going to be someone very passionate. I feel like you are also passionate, but I feel like, yeah, you are a go-getter, you're an achiever, and you have achieved a lot, and you continue to. And I feel like your other person is as well. But I feel like it could take what resonates, but I feel like potentially you could have just maybe like a more relaxed energy, and they could possibly have a more chaotic energy. So you guys could be, there could be just like a similarity difference aspect in that. Like it could be you guys get along so well because you're so similar and you have the same values and stuff, but like one person is just like, an insane rambler, talker, socializes with anyone, they like in their own headspace, and then the other one is more like oh, like, yeah, I'll talk to people. I have a lot to say, but it's a lot more like conscious effort because they'd rather, like, I don't know, like it means more to talk to someone maybe than for this other guy. I feel like the Ace of Wands person, they could potentially just like ramble off the top of their head just to anyone, whoever will listen to them. But I feel like the Ten of Pentacles person, it's more if they say something, they're saying it with intention, they're saying it consciously, and they very much register what they're saying and who they're talking to. And those energies could be switched, take it how it resonates, but I feel like, yeah, I mean, the thing is, you're both very successful, which is incredible. And so the energy of your relationship, past lives serendipity, yeah, wonderful soulmate energy. You guys have definitely known each other in past lives, and it makes it. You guys are, yeah, and you've just walked similar paths. So I feel like you've probably had a lot of past lives together because you just sort of, yeah, your journeys are very, they very much mirror each other, but they're very similar. But again, it could be just something like, I mean, it's giving me vibes of something like one person's a doctor and one person's like a therapist, something like that. And it could be switched around, or it could be something like one person's a doctor, one person's a nurse, because I am still getting similar energies. Like it's not even like one, because when I say doctor and therapist, I feel like one's more emotional, one's more technical. And but that's not even really the vibe I'm getting. I'm getting that you guys do both, like if it's a lot, one person's logical, the other one's probably also pretty logical. But again, there probably is some difference, maybe just in execution. So maybe it's like psychiatrist and therapist. I feel like that would be a good, one person's more like they both are looking at, maybe mental health issues, but one person is looking at it in more like the healthcare scientific way, medical way, and the other person's looking at it more, holistic, person centered, like emotional way. Could be something like that. Take what resonates though. Again, always. Yeah, I feel like you both honestly have been like waiting a long time to meet someone like the other, or you both probably do have fairly similar stories to each other. Like you probably both I feel like the lessons that you've both meant to learn um have been very similar to each other. So I feel like, this card for me honestly is just when I remember there was a period of my life where I kept asking my tarot cards about my love life, and I just kept getting this card. And it really was just like supposed to be, put your head down and work and stop thinking about constantly meeting like your future partner. It was very much a card, and it took me a while to realize it, but it was very much a card for me, yeah, that was telling me to stop dreaming so much, basically. Like maybe continue dreaming, but stop just living my life every day expecting it to be a dream. I had to be more intentional, and I had to really, I was just obsessing. Every day I'd go out and I'd be like, today is the day that I'd finally meet someone and finally something will change in my life. And then nothing, every day it'd be the same story of nothing ever really changing. And I'd be so upset and disappointed. And I really just like marinated in that self pity of like nothing ever is going to go my way. And I just had to realize like I very much had to sort of make my own joy. I had to realize that I was sort of just relying on the universe almost. It was weird. It was like I was both relying on the universe to make me happy, but also relying on myself to go out and make it happen. Because every day I'd be like, all right, Emma, like I need to just like go out and do something different and just physically be somewhere so that I could put myself in the position to possibly meeting someone. And So even on days where I didn't want to, I just forced myself to like go outside and do stuff, and it was pretty like, I don't know, it was just like very restrictive. And so I had to realize the way to make myself happy and to find someone that will make me happy is to do things that make me happy. So if every day I'm just forcing myself to go outside just for the sake of hopefully meeting someone, and that is not making me happy, it's making me miserable at the end of the day, I should stop doing that. And maybe it's sacrificing the potential to meet someone for, making myself a little bit happier that day, but I have to learn that that's worth it. And so I'm saying, like, later I realized, yeah, I need to make myself happy. So instead of forcing myself to go outside and, like, maybe go on a walk or go just visit a place or do something to potentially meet someone, like go hang out with friends, go somewhere with friends when I didn't have the energy to. So force myself to do that. I let myself stay inside, not go out, just chill, and have like a relaxing day that genuinely was like, helped my energy levels and helped my, just helped me feel nice and cozy and just rejuvenated. And so I do that instead, and I do that knowing that I'm not going outside today. There's probably no way of me ever meeting someone doing this, but this is going to make me happy right now, and ultimately I need to be in that energy of happy and rejuvenation and peace and serenity to eventually meet someone. And I feel like it's been really hard work for you guys both to probably learn those lessons, but you will reap the rewards 100%, like a million times over. Let me see what time I'm at. Yeah, you guys are gonna. I feel like this one's pretty quick, honestly. You guys are. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, we have the energy. So we have the energy of the underdogs here. So I'm definitely getting the vibe of you guys both probably. I don't know. It's weird. You guys both are like successful people, or I mean, you guys have made success for yourself. And so like, I'm not gonna just say that like. I mean, no, I'm not gonna say that you were born into it or anything. Like, even if you were born in good circumstances, you've definitely made yourself um the abundance that you have now. And I feel like you guys are both very successful, but I feel like you guys have probably gone through a little bit um to get to this point of success. So I feel like very much this relationship for you is sort of this crowning achievement type energy. It really is just sort of like, after all of this, you will finally get to be in the relationship that you deserve to be in. I'm going to get some. So this came out. Homeward, take yourself out on a date. So there's a little bird there. So just as a side note, one of you guys could really love animals. Um, Probably both of you. I'm getting this person likes them. Oh, I'm getting this person really loves them too. I feel like this person likes cats. But I feel like, yeah, some of you guys could really love animals, really love nature. I feel like, yeah, what brings you guys together is probably some sort of pursuit or just some sort of something that has to do with you achieving something, them achieving something, you guys reaching milestones, something like that. And then I feel like after you've reached these milestones for yourself, you guys are going to actually come into this beautiful relationship with each other. So villain, you can always rewrite the story. Yeah, so this is the underdog energy. Gold, you don't need someone else to fix you. I think that that's sort of well, let's see, what's the next one? Feather, think first before you judge. Yeah, so I think it's kind of that's about you. So that I think that for one of these people, it could have been that the one of the underdog energy is that you kind of idolized people that ultimately let you down, and so I think that you kind of maybe it's you. maybe you potentially relied on someone that um, ended up, yeah, letting you down in some way. And so you need to realize that one of your things to learn was that even when people let me down, I can, create security and safety for myself. And so I think once you officially do that, you finally do that, and that's when your future spouse comes in. And I think that it is sort of the energy like you guys aren't really going to have too much healing that you need to do while you're in the relationship. I think that a lot of the healing that you needed to do was already done before coming into the relationship. And I think that relationship, and I think that if there are any lessons that you both need to learn while you're in the relationship, is more so the lessons that are meant to be taught by another person who loves you. And so it would be very much lessons like just how to accept unconditional love, how to believe that it's, trust that it's real and there. But I feel like any of those sort of lessons aren't going to be too intense that you have to learn. I think that it's mostly just, it'll be like a nice, beautiful, comforting energy. It'll be like yes, I feel maybe like my abandonment issues are getting a little bit triggered right now because I have this person who is so nice and beautiful and just sort of a perfect match for me. And I'm afraid that they're going to leave me just, naturally. But also I feel there's sincere, genuine energy. They are very similar to me, so I trust them also. So it's very much an energy of like, I have this problem, but I also, like, right after I think about how I have this problem, I immediately think about how I have my partner there to support me through it. And so it's like not too difficult. Homework, take yourself out on a date. I think that is going to be probably this person's energy towards you, my guess is. I think that they are going to very much want to help you take yourself out on a date and probably help you just pamper yourself a little bit. Yeah, we have the little dog here too. So I think that you guys could definitely have like a pet together. I think that that's probably one of the first things that you get together probably. Like I feel like that's definitely probably um take what resonates, but I feel like for a good chunk of you it could be one of the first things that you guys get together that's sort of like your own, like a little pet. And I'm gonna get a little bit maybe for well, actually, I'm going to get something like from this deck, actually, I believe. Confidence that comes with time and practice. And so I feel like, this is a beautiful energy. So I feel like you both are just, really meant to, oh my God, beautiful. Build the confidence in each other. And so I really feel like, I feel like this is going to be your energy towards them. So I feel like they want you to spend more time pampering yourself. I feel like you probably have a very work hard, play hard energy. I feel like you may not have. Okay, so again, it's weird. It's like one person definitely has like more of an outgoing energy than the other. And I'm not going to say definitely, but I feel like one person probably is more into the social scene than the other is. And it could be that you just have like a really set schedule. Maybe it's not exactly work hard, play hard, but it's like I have a set schedule and routine of things that I do, and there's not much room for spontaneity and for just like kind of living in the moment and being, relaxed and mindful. And maybe even if you do have things like to do that to help promote mindfulness, it's like scheduled things. And so I feel like this person wants to help you live the comfortable, scheduled, abundant, and potentially abundant life that you live. So I think that this person wants to help you in achieving your real life like financial career goals. But I think that also they want to help you create good boundaries in your life and like kind of help you relax a little more. And I think that that's what they're gonna they're used to you mostly in the relationship is gonna help teaching you to relax, but also like maybe passion also, maybe be a little more spontaneous, maybe how to sort of break out of a shell and a routine, and not to an uncomfortable extent, but to like an empowering extent. But then I feel like your role for them is to give them confidence that they that they do feel like you deserve them, that you do deserve them, to give them that confidence. I feel like there's a little bit of insecurity when it comes to that. When it comes to your future spouse, I feel like for you, it's not so much insecurity about that. Again, I feel like you guys are both pretty healed already, but yeah, I feel like they probably have self-worth, maybe some self-worth issues. I feel like potentially they I don't know, it could be some people have said some mean things out of spite to them in the past, or maybe they, not an ugly duckling, but maybe it was sort of the thing where they were very insecure when they were younger, and so people preyed on them because they knew that they were insecure, but then they grew up and they began to be confident, and I guess that they're confident, but it's like you they they do admire and love you so much, and they see how like beautiful and accomplished and genuinely, I'm getting like the whole package type thing, like you are everything that they want, and so it kind of does make them feel like maybe it's not realistic for this to be sustainable. But then again, they think that, and then they're like, no, I know who they are and I trust them completely, and they reassure me every day. And so yeah, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna help them like um garner this confidence. All right, and so that's beautiful. It's a very honestly, I would say twin flame type relationship, because I am, there's that element of like mission, like soul mission, and hold on. Okay, I'm back. Hi guys, sorry about that. Just got back. Okay. But I think that's where I'm going to leave it for this. And now I'm going to get some energy about the outcome. Let's see. I think it's where I wanted to leave it. Villain, gold. Yeah, I think that's where I want to leave it. So, yeah, we talked about how you help give them confidence about you or in regards to your relationship, because I think that they have some self-worth, self-confidence issues, just some. And then I think it was they help you sort of, I feel like they're maybe a little bit more of an immature energy than you, so I think that they help you connect with your childlike side. And I think that you definitely do have a childlike side, like look at that energy of that right there. You know, this little kid and the little dog, it's so playful. But I think that they maybe embody it a little more, and so I think they help you get in touch with that side of yourself to give you a nice balance to your life. And I think that it's really sweet because I definitely feel like, I don't know, if I'm getting that maybe you're both a really nice balance of masculine and feminine energies. It's really beautiful. Oh, so actually I wanted to, I'm going to keep actually, which one am I going to keep? Where did it go? So I wanted to get, I don't know where their card went. Let's see. Is it in here somewhere? No. So, oh no, I remember now. Okay, so they have the Ace of Wands. Hold on. All right. So I wanted to leave these here actually. Sorry about that. So yeah, I'm gonna see just maybe if anything else wants to come out about your relationship, your energy in a relationship. Knight of Pentacles. Wow. So I think you both come with this energy of you already have like a lot going on for you, but then you also have an energy of like, I'm just Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm just getting started also. You have the energy of I've already made so much for myself, but I'm going to continue to make more for myself. And I think this other person is going to be very excited that they're going to be like, and then the Chariot, that they're going to get to like be on this journey with you. They're really excited that they're gonna, it's not focusing. But yeah, they're gonna be really excited that they get to be with you as you achieve all of these cool new things. And I think that there's gonna, you guys do have very similar paths in some way. Again, it could be like, I don't know, there's some level of similarity and some level of difference. So maybe just one example, you're both lawyers, but you're different types of lawyers. Or maybe you both do work in the environmental law. Maybe you guys do both work in the environmental law field, but you are just like one of you is an attorney and the other one's I don't know, like something else. Other one's just like a consultant or a lobbyist or maybe like biologist or something, or researcher, something like that. Oh my gosh, yeah. And then wow, okay, so the energy, so yeah, and they're bringing this energy consistently. So it is both like they're a very passionate person, but they're also a very like consistently passionate person. So they're not just gonna like really have some idea and get very into it and then just it really quickly fizzle out and they redirect to a next one. No, they're actually gonna like really see it through. And like they'll be very actively creative with it, you know, like they're going to be like changing course maybe quite a lot, thinking about it a lot. They're very into ideas and hobbies and passions, and I wouldn't be surprised if they have like a second or even third stream of income, like especially passive income. Like I could see them just, yeah, maybe I don't know, just having some sort of like side hustle that's something like a creative hobby that they're into. Like I don't know, even if it's just making like funny little TikTok videos or something. It's, I don't know, just some, yeah, something that they're into. And then you guys both have the Knight of Pentacles. Like you guys both, like you definitely have a more grounded and I'd say focused, motivated energy. They definitely do too, but I feel like they're a little more dreamy, intuitive, passion. And I feel like you have just, I think that you've just kind of achieved more. And not to say like you've actually achieved more, but I feel like you have more experience in actually grounding dreamlike energies. And I feel like they have a lot of passion and they're on their way to really doing this. But you probably already have a more solid foundation than what they have. And so it is going to be a beautiful, like you are going to be almost like a little mentor type person to them because you do have some sort of similar path. Yeah, like you're going to be some sort of guiding figure, but not like the guiding figure. Like it's not going to be like a teacher student relationship. It's going to be more like they, it's just going to kind of augment your relationship because they're going to admire you so much and respect you in this way as well. And then they're going to be like, oh, you're also just like a wonderful person. And I think that you probably, I don't know, it's a nice balance. I think that you guys both work a lot. You both are passionate and driven, but you guys also like are home, and will stay in with each other a lot. I'm getting that. I'm also getting though that maybe I think that you guys will probably like to have, yeah, some sort of routine type activities that you do. So maybe it's something like you guys will go out and socialize, but it's like very structured and like you have a consistent schedule of when you go. Like maybe it's like every other Thursday or something and like for a set amount of hours in a set space. But it's like you guys still will have a good balance of things. And I think, yeah, this other person's gonna help bring some passion, but I think that you're also gonna help ground them. And I think it's going to be, you guys both are just going to, you both are very similar and mirror each other, but you both have like, you know, slight weaknesses in areas of the other's slight strengths. And so it'll augment each other very nicely in that way. All right, now I'm going to get just some about the outcome of the relationship. Let's see, the outcome of the relationship. This one's beautiful. Yeah, I really love this one. There is some sort of message of like, you know, patience though, some sort of message of you guys both almost come as like not a reward for the other, but it's like for doing your work, but almost like a, you will sort of meet them while you're more on the tail end of your like inner work journey, because I think that you guys are both supposed to learn lessons before you come into union. And I'm not sure how intense those lessons are going to be. I think it's more so like certain life events are supposed to happen to like and like elicit or highlight different lessons for you. So I think it is sort of more like a, yeah, you guys both almost need to reach milestones in your life before you come into union. But I'm not getting like a super old energy, you know. I don't think, maybe it's not that you have to wait a really long time in years, but maybe it's just like it feels like you have to go through a lot before you have to come into union with them. I think that definitely there's also an energy of you both being very wise beyond your years, maybe specifically you, the watcher, but the outcome of your relationship, those just all popped out. So I'm going to put them back because those were too much. But we did have co-creation that popped out. Heart and soul and the lovers. Wow. So the lovers, this is the first time that that came out during the reading. But the heart and soul that came out for one other group. So you may have messages in that other group. I'm not even sure which one it was, but yeah. The lovers, the outcome, you guys will very much, it'll be a very beautiful relationship. I think it will be a very loving relationship. It is a very, yeah, I think I did say twin flame. I'm pretty sure. I feel like I either said it in this pile or the last one, but even if it was the last one, I feel like twin flames for this one too. Um, I think part of like the beautiful outcome of your relationship will be, you see how this red is like kind of just between them right now. It's going to be taking sort of like the divine, beautiful love that you feel for each other and being able to expand that into the world around you. And so I think there is some sort of mirrored mission for both of you guys. And you guys will both definitely help, you know. And another pile I mentioned the concept of synergy, where it's like two energies unite to create an energy that's even more powerful than just two times energy. It's like the act of them coming together creates even more. And so I feel like that from this also. I feel like it's very much like both of your passions and pure love unite to like create a beautiful motivation and motivating force for you guys to sort of become pioneers in whatever it is that you guys have in common. And I think that it probably is some sort of like, I'm getting like maybe like human rights, like advocacies, things like that, very almost like righteous sort of things, or, being a doctor or helping people, philanthropy, stuff like that. Even like artistry, but very like, healing artistry, where you guys do give back a lot, stuff like that. I think it's stuff that's very much meant to like elevate the quality of life of a lot of other people. And so I think that it will be a very divine, meaningful, beautiful love. One that it is very easy when you're in it. I wasn't feeling that way about other groups, but I do feel that Two of Wands. I do feel that about this one. And I feel like, yeah, you guys both are going to, because you guys are both such motivated people, it'll be honestly really fun to just like see where you guys end up. Like, I feel you guys will both like sort of catapult each other into such amazing new circumstances. So yeah, you guys have the Two of Wands. You guys will definitely like expand. You guys could move places, but I think also you guys will just like really, Seven of Pentacles, you guys will really like work hard and be able to find the fruits of your labor. And I think that you guys will be doing something like fairly groundbreaking. The suspended person, yeah. So it's like, I feel like this set the stage for the rest of the cards to be a little more intense, because it's like Two of Wands. You guys will go, you guys will expand, you guys will achieve, you guys will unite, and maybe achieve something really meaningful in this area together, or just with each other's help. Maybe it isn't like explicitly you guys are working together, but it may more so may just be like you guys, it's using both of your resources, or you guys both put time or effort into helping one or both of you do this, something like that. But it's like you guys you'll experience a lot in your life, but you'll always be by each other's side. And so you'll experience a lot, and maybe some things it'll feel like you're not able to achieve stuff, but like the other person will sort of be there to help motivate you and get you out of a rut, to help you sort of get over that hoop to then achieve things. And it's very much like you both are going to learn to achieve on your own and ask for help when you need it, and support someone else in something different, and also like support yourself in something. And so it's just going to be a very like, it's an independent but also like healthily interdependent relationship. So I feel like the outcome of this relationship very much is like expansion and changing, elevating the quality of life of other people, doing something to change the circumstances for others. I mean, it's definitely, yeah. So it could be something like music, it could be artistry, it could be something like, being a lawyer and advocacy, or it could be something like, coaching or counseling. But I think that definitely you are meant, or one or both of you are meant to achieve a lot. And the other person is supposed to be there helping you and supporting you, and not really on the sidelines, not in the background, but like as an active co-creator with you. Yeah. But again, this could be something that is just you who's wanting to achieve it, but they put in a lot of like effort and time into helping you achieve it. Or it could be something that you're both trying to do. I feel like you will definitely be involved in it though. Like I feel like it's not going to be something for just them. I feel like it's going to be something for either just you or both of you together. Okay, well that's what I have for your reading, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I would really appreciate if you left any feedback about what it is you liked in this reading, what it is you would like to see next time, or just, yeah, any comments, feedback, because I'm pretty new, pretty young, tarot YouTube channel, so anything is appreciated. But hope you have a nice night. Bye. Bye. 18% left.
They told me not to do a game show, but I was like, screw it, I can have fun. I'm a regular person. Name a bad habit that you just can't quit. I'm just like a snackaholic. I mean, I love Pringles. If no one's looking, I'll eat like a whole can. Like every day is my cheat day. You know what I mean? How annoyingly relatable. Talks like a man, but pH balance for a woman is Jennifer Lawrence. They told me not to do a game show, but I was like, screw it, I can have fun. I'm a regular person.
Hello, pile 4. Oh my gosh, this is crazy because, so as you can see, there's no crystals or cards on your book. Oops, sorry, that was a notification. Hopefully you guys didn't hear that, or if you did, it was super, I mean, if you did, it was super loud, so sorry. But, yeah, so it's because I had filmed this. This is now my 3rd time filming this pile, because the first time when I recorded it, the sound didn't record. And then the second time when I recorded it, it was a problem, like, again with my laptop, but it was like, the sound didn't record and the picture basically wasn't a video. So I really hope that this video is actually recording. It says it is, but it also said it did last week. So I don't know. But anyway, yeah, this is my 3rd time filming a reading, and I didn't even realize, I mean, I didn't realize that was happening in either of the videos, obviously. But now, at this point, I mean, that was a greater problem because, like, my laptop continued to do that for the next, I think I filmed, like, two more full readings after that, and for all of it, the video was just messed up, so I had to delete them. it feels a little bit sad, but also not really, because, you know, in the moment it did bring me joy. And so, and you know, it filled that period of time. That's kind of what I'm doing with these readings, you know? That's sort of like what my hobbies are to me. I very much need to like keep myself on track in a lot of ways. And so, you know, I'm doing this for fun because I have time and I have energy. And I mean, I used my time, I used my energy. Hold on, I'm gonna blow my nose. I'm sorry, I'm sick. Or not, I don't know. I don't know if I'm sick or if I'm just have a cold because I haven't been sleeping well. But yeah, I feel like these are all sort of messages for you probably. Could resonate with you or, you know, your spouse at the time or when you guys first meet. But yeah, I feel like definitely you guys could just be feeling a little sick or maybe just a little down or something. Just a little tired. Not even down, but maybe just have to do a lot of things. You have a lot of responsibilities. But yeah, probably my guess is you're experiencing a lot of delays, because I've been experiencing a lot of delays and just the little annoying things with your reading. And yeah, but I feel like, yeah, once again, I feel like you're right there with me. We need to bear through it and just not get consumed by the negativity and, you know, validating where we are, but not trying to stay there or not like romanticizing it or not victimizing ourselves or anything. Maybe that was a message for some of you. But yeah, so in this reading, we're going to talk about your future spouse. And so, first of all, this, or your relationship with your future spouse. And first of all, this is a book that belonged to my grandmother. So it's like authentically real and kept in my family. And so my guess is family is probably very important for you. And you know what? The first 2 readings that I did with this book, I don't want to say too much, but the first 2 readings I did based on this book, they were good, but they were hard. And probably just, I feel like I was expecting happier of an ending, or not even happier of an ending, but like more pleasantness of a message than I was getting. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to really like just continuously blow my nose at parts of this reading because, or during parts of this reading because it just is so annoying to me so much. But okay. So I feel like, well, first, okay, oh man, I remember something else from other readings. Well, hold on. First, I'm gonna get a message. I'm gonna open up to a random passage and it's gonna give me a message about your energy in the relationship. Oh my god! Beautiful! A picture. It said Catherine would not be persuaded into tranquility. I mean, that's like not the best message, but look at how beautiful that picture is. And so, like, yeah, if you guys notice anything, could be for you in the photo. What I'm noticing, obviously, is the red dress, the beautiful landscape, the beautiful colors. I'll say it reminds me of, like, a wonderful jacket that I have that's multicolored and, like, the same sort of fun colors. And so you could like to wear stuff like that. But, this is a very intense photo to open up to. But, yeah, and Catherine would not be persuaded into tranquility. I mean, I feel like this is just sort of meaning you won't be persuaded into, probably stagnancy. I feel like your relationship, yeah, your energy in this relationship probably is very, I think you'll want the deep commitment, but you will always want to be spontaneous. And so you will want to, you know, continuously be moving forward and continuously be probably striving for more and for different, you know? Like, I feel like you're just sort of a go-getter in all aspects of your life, which I'm getting is probably something that your future spouse loves about you. But yeah, I'm getting the energy that you, in a relationship, you're very much, well, you're gonna make sure that, you guys don't get bored, basically. I'm pretty sure like a huge motorcycle zoomed by right when I said that. But yeah, that's very much confirmation. You're not gonna want to feel bored in this relationship, and so that's gonna inspire you to do a lot of things, plan a lot of things, plan a lot of dates, vacations, or just things, things for you that will just inevitably impact your relationship, like maybe you're just the type to really want to either augment or like maybe switch careers. So maybe you're the type of professional who continuously is like seeking out new innovative ways to do things. Or maybe you're just the type of person who's really willing to maybe not entirely switch careers, but just like, make a lateral move in a position. For example, what I'm thinking of is something that's like, if you were like director of sales, and then you were like a few years later you basically perfected that job, and then you're like, okay, now let's be director of customer service and stuff like that, like similar moves. But I feel like you're really appreciative of like change, and I feel like you like to be dynamic in a lot of ways. And I think it is a little bit maybe control stuff, maybe it's you kind of recognize that change is inevitable, and so you want to help facilitate and go with that, and go with the flow of the inevitable change, but also sort of have a sense of control over it by just being so willing to kickstart different things for yourself. I'm going to read a little bit of the next one. It says, I was rocking Harriton on my knee and humming a song that began, it was far in the night and the baronies grat, the mither beneath the moles heard that. Okay, so I know that, I know that baronies, I'm pretty sure it's babies, children. So I think that also maybe like this dynamic energy, take what resonates. I feel like some of you also could be just very childlike at heart, and so I feel like that probably inspires you to ask a lot of questions, go to a lot of places. And just act childlike, but mostly, the childlike curiosity. And how like just like a new explorer to the world. And so I feel like in this, how that manifests sort of in this relationship is in a similar way. I feel like you're going to be really excited to experience all the things that you're going to with your future spouse. I think that you're going to be very appreciative of that to them. Probably like, you probably will vocalize that. So maybe, words of affirmation will be a love language of yours. It could be how you express love. You could also be into maybe more like, physical touch and quality time and more of the like physical present things, or, physically present things, or acts of whatever, or love languages. I'm sorry, my nose is just so distracting. But, okay, what else? Yeah, how it manifests in the relationship. You're going to be very excited to experience these new things with this future spouse. Maybe this is like, oh my gosh. It could be that you haven't really been in a relationship before, or, also this, take what resonates, this could potentially be someone you did know before, or you did have some sort of pre-existing knowledge or, relationship with. Maybe even if it's not a romantic relationship, I feel like odds are this isn't someone that, I mean, it could be someone that you actively were in a relationship with and broke up, but I feel like for most people it's probably going to be just people that they knew in some capacity in this lifetime. But also, take what resonates. It may not be someone. It could just be someone who deeply has the energy of someone that you know in this lifetime. Like someone, they could either quite literally remind you of someone, or they could just be someone that you feel like you know, like a sense of deja vu. Yeah, now we're gonna get one about your future spouse's energy in the relationship. It says, "Yes, yes, Papa," answered Catherine, "but I do want to see him, and he hasn't once looked out." The carriage stopped, and the sleeper, being roused, was lifted to the ground by his uncle. "This is your cousin Kathy, Linton," he said, putting their little hands together. "She's fond of you already, and mind you don't grieve her crying tonight. Try to be cheerful now. The travelling is at an end. You have nothing to do but rest and amuse yourself as you please." Okay, this is like a very weird, like disturbing part of the book, honestly. This is a part where like Heathcliff sort of like, I don't know, captures, so the girl, Catherine, in this book, her and Heathcliff, their romantic interests, just a little recap if you don't know if you don't know the premise of Wuthering Heights. Yeah, Heathcliff and Catherine, childhood sweethearts, adopted siblings because Catherine's father finds Heathcliff outside and like brings him in. And yeah, so but Catherine dies, but before she dies, like halfway through the book, she has a child with someone else. And then Heathcliff separately himself has a child with someone. And then this child, who is also named Catherine or Kathy, now Heathcliff is like grown up and sort of like resents her, I guess, in a way, because she's the child of his love and her husband, because him and Kathy did like deeply love each other, or they said they did. But yeah, this is a complicated part, yeah, because Heathcliff has basically manipulated and, God, what's it called? Not blackmailed Kathy Jr. into staying at his place, and I think he is, staying at his place with his biological son. I think, so there is probably going to be an energy of, like, wanting to protect you. Your future spouse is going to want to protect you, that is. Because very much in this book, Kathy had that sort of feeling towards her cousin Linton, because Heathcliff is, like, a very menacing, probably violent, toxic man. He's very, like, volatile, and especially to his son, who I think is called Linton, I think. I don't know. I think it is. Okay, but the son Linton is like very weak and sickly, and Linton befriends Kathy, and that's sort of how Heathcliff gets the in to be able to blackmail Kathy into staying at the house, his house, Heathcliff's house, and Linton's house. But Kathy, because Linton is sort of like, a very sickly child, and I think he does end up dying. Not to laugh, but not to laugh. Not to laugh. Sorry. I don't know. I laugh sometimes just at awkward parts. That could be a message that resonates for one or both of you. But anyway, to go on, yes, Kathy has a very protective energy over Linton. And Linton is, I don't know, I guess he helps Heathcliff manipulate her, so maybe he's not the most deserving. So maybe your future spouse has experience with not the most deserving people, but I think you definitely are a very deserving person, and they are going to be very excited about that. And so I think that you both are going to be very excited about each other, but maybe for different reasons. I think that you're going to be very, validating and hopeful for them, because I think that they've had, you know, a lot or a few just disappointing relationships. And it could just be that it's mostly an energy of like, seems like anyone I think I can trust, I end up not being able to trust. And so I feel like you're going to be very refreshing for them, because you're actually going to be truthful and genuine. But also, yeah, you're going to sort of reaffirm to them that their expectations can be met or exceeded when it comes to a person. Because I feel like they usually feel like they have on rose-colored glasses when they meet or get to know people, and they end up ultimately being disappointed. But you will not disappoint them. If anything, you'll be the opposite of that, which is like, I don't know, yeah, you'll exceed their expectations in terms of how well you guys get along and how much they can admire and respect and love you. Yeah. Okay. So that's it for the book messages now. So now we're gonna get the energy of you in a relationship, pile 4, and then we're going to get the energy of your future spouse in a relationship. I need to work on doing this like a lot more succinctly, because yeah. Let's check the time. Alright, I have 11 minutes. How have I been talking for that long already? Oh my gosh. Alright. Sorry, guys. Well, whatever. What is your energy in a relationship? In the relationship? Yeah, you bring stuff to the table. You're willing to do things. You're willing to make changes. You're willing to, yeah, oh my gosh, follow your passions, but also, like, actually make it turn out well. And I think that you don't even care if it doesn't turn out well. Maybe sometimes it doesn't give you the reward that you want, or, like, the amount of reward that you want, or the type, you know? It just seems to be, like, maybe not fulfilling in some way sometimes. But I think that ultimately you are someone who makes things happen, and you will be successful in whatever it is you ultimately decide to pursue, or everything you do decide to pursue. Or like seriously pursue. Because I could also get the energy that, you know, you're definitely someone who's willing to try, you're willing to put in the energy to enact changes. It's sort of a very nice balance of energy. Ace of Pentacles, like, and King of Wands, Knight of Swords, you know, Ace, King, Knight. It's someone who's willing to go out there and fight, but then also someone willing to, like, sit in their successes and observe and learn from where, like, what they are, where they've been, and how far they've come. And then also someone who's willing to, you know, start the next new thing and take stock of where they're at, and yeah, just be able to put the energy into the world to change where they're at, basically, when they want to. And Page of Pentacles, yeah, that's the energy I was getting, you know? Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm gonna get one more, actually. Oh my gosh, the Emperor, wow. I feel like this is just all sort of, this is such a cohesive energy. I feel like, I don't want to say there are not many sides to you, but I feel like you are just such a cohesive person. I feel like you're not someone who, like, your future spouse is going to be like, wow, I was not expecting that you would also have this side of you. I feel like you are very, like, people know who you are, or maybe people don't know who you are, but they know that they don't know who you are. It's like, I feel like some part of you is just, your energy is probably just very powerful, that it translates externally, so people are able to pick up on it pretty easily, honestly. And I feel like that, yeah, that probably what is what really captures your future spouse, or their attention the first time you guys meet. And I think that you're going to really be willing to put in the work when it comes to the relationship. You're going to be really willing to, like, be passionate and talk about things, and just be very, I feel like, very outgoing in the relationship. Not like saying you're an outgoing person, but in regards to the relationship, you're gonna make things happen, and you're gonna maybe you're not the best communicator, but you're going to try to do it anyway. Maybe it'll be a little chaotic, but you'll take the initiative to like work through the chaos. And you're going to really, yeah, and it is like an energy of being in control where you can and letting go of control in other ways, or like being in control of the chaos and of like how much you need to change. Yeah, so you're gonna be the type who's like planning dates, kickstarting hard conversations. You're probably going to be very, very financially lucrative. Maybe not in the beginning, but definitely like a steady increase over time. I feel like your energy is just so consistent, so reliable, so steady. That's so wonderful. It really is, because I mean, I think that people like change, but I think that a lot of people, when it comes to relationships, they really do need a sense of security. I feel like because, you know, that predictability makes you, you know, reliable. It makes someone, it also just, I feel like it's gonna help your future spouse feel comfortable in your energy, because, you know, it's not gonna be like they learn about your past and they're surprised that you seem like the person you are today. No, you're gonna learn your past and they're gonna be like, yes, of course, this person is now this wonderful person. Do-do-do. I don't know why I did that. I don't think I need to do that. I'll keep them there. Alright, but now I am going to get some cards about your future spouse's energy in the relationship. Oh my gosh, that was a beautiful little shuffle. And the birds are singing outside my window, and it is springtime, it is mating season, and this person is going to be excited to mate with you. I think that, yeah, because I'm definitely getting passionate energy from you, but I think that, and again, it's nice passionate energy, like you are really a go-getter, but it's also just such consistent, reliable, steady passionate energy. Like your demeanor probably is not passionate, but your actions really are. But, yeah, so your future spouse and relationship, but I was getting sexual energy from you, and I'm definitely getting sexual energy from them. But, like, excited sexual energy from them. So, like, yeah, they're gonna be excited about you. Ten of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. So I think that it could be this person that comes in like with more money. Oh my gosh. This is such an interesting dynamic. So 10 of Pentacles and King of Cups. So 10 of Pentacles tells me money, but it also tells me security, and just more than just financial security, like self-security. And then King of Cups, you know, like just so much emotion. You had so much fire and so much earth, but this person has water, strong water, and King of Cups water too. So this could be a LGBTQ relationship, because, you know, I'm getting, you know, the Emperor and then the King of Cups, 5 of Wands. So I feel like, yeah, this person has been through a few more things than this person, I feel like, when it comes to relationships. And maybe, like, specifically romantic relationships. Yeah, Death. This person's edgier. Yeah, Death and 3 of Swords. Yeah, this person is so much edgier. Really, it is. And I don't want to say, like, this person's so much edgier. I mean, I did obviously want to say that. But I mostly wanted to say this person just is, like, definitely a lot more fluid, a lot more up and down, maybe slightly more volatile than this person is. And I'm not saying that this person is volatile, but I'm saying that this person will go through, maybe they go through mood swings, maybe they have, you know, some mental health issues and, you know, things like seasonal depression, general depression, anxiety, things like that. But I feel like their mental state, I feel like they definitely do not feel like themselves are as steady of a person as this guy is. I'm just saying guys, and, you know, just a fun word to say. This is just a pile of cards. It has no gender. But, yeah. They have more baggage, and maybe it's not even that they have more baggage, but they feel like they have more baggage. And maybe it is that they've actually kind of do have more baggage, but they really feel they feel that fact very hard, and they don't feel that good about it. I feel like they don't enjoy, that they bring in sort of like an instability to this relationship dynamic that this person does not have. You know, I feel like that that's something that they'll probably feel guilty about, and you'll have to probably soothe them in regards to. But yeah. Let's see. But they're going to, so that's going to be what makes them even more grateful for you. And so I think that even though you're really a go-getter in this relationship, I think they are as well, you know? They do have the Ten of Pentacles. They have a nice foundation, and maybe it's that they have, no, I don't think that they, okay, I think that they may have a good emotional foundation, but like just in one regard. I think that they could have maybe like a very good sense of confidence in themselves, but maybe other people just really make them insecure, and so when they're around other people they don't feel confident, but when they're alone they do feel confident. Could be something like that, because they are coming in with some sort of foundation. It could be financial, it could be some sort of niche aspect of emotional security, and it could just be that they're very nurturing and very emotive in a way that you're not. But anyway, like, they do definitely, they're grateful for you in the relationship, and they will actively try to show that. I feel like, let's see. I forget whose I said was acts of service. Or, yeah, I feel like your gift, love language is acts of service. I feel like this person's could be as well, though. I feel like it's acts of service or gift giving. I feel like, honestly, I'm feeling like this person's more gift giving, this person's more active service, but they're both probably physical touch. I think that this person could also have some sort of creative aspect that they like to, you know, channel for love feelings. The real you, yeah, so they're going to appreciate that they're able to be the real them with you because you are your real self. Again, there is some feeling of familiarity, so there is some feeling of like, oh my gosh, the universal Christ. Look at how nice these mirrors. So it could be, I mean, like, look, this is just like a woman's face close up and then Jesus Christ's face close up. The real you and universal Christ, yeah, so I feel like you guys have probably felt each other's presences for a long time. I feel like you guys probably do have a fairly psychic bond. I feel like this person probably has more of a psychic bond, just because I feel like this person probably dwells on their emotions a little bit more. Hold on. Yeah. But I think that you guys are gonna have a very nice feeling relationship. Yeah, because, oh my gosh, I don't think I finished my thought before, but I'm saying you guys are both very excited about this relationship. They're excited about you because you're this person that they can be real with, because you are a real person, and also just someone, yeah, very much you fulfill like sort of a destiny for them, or you fulfill like a dream or an idea that they always felt was real but didn't know if it was actually going to happen, if that makes sense. But then you are sort of like I feel like in a way you're going to be something that breaks up the monotony. I feel like that they could really be a go-getter, and they probably have a lot of things in their life that they're achieving and that they have achieved consistently. And they've always probably led a pretty consistent life, a pretty steady life, a pretty active life, you know, where they've achieved things, though. But, like, I think that, and that may seem contradictory, the active energy versus the consistent stagnant energy, but I feel like it's that, I feel like maybe like emotionally, I feel like this person is probably very stagnant, like very, I don't think that they probably think about their emotions as much as, oh my gosh, I'm talking about they. No, I'm talking about you, honestly, I'm sorry. I'm saying they, but I mean you. I think that you probably don't think about your emotions as much as your future spouse does, honestly. I'm getting that you are probably the more maybe emotionally unavailable person in this relationship. Or not even that. No, I'm not going to say that. I think that you just probably, they've been in their emotions. They've had emotional roller coaster relationships, even if it's just friendships. But you, I feel like maybe you haven't, or maybe you've been in a couple very predictable, steady relationships. And so I feel like the steady part of you is probably the emotional side of you. And maybe that's just because you're not unearthing something. I think that there is something kind of naturally even keeled about you. But also, yeah, I think that you probably are not that into delving deep into your emotions. I don't think you really like sitting in your emotional state that much. You more so like, say you have an emotion, recognize it, validate it, and then you are probably like, okay, what can I practically do right now that I have this emotion? You're like, what are the coping mechanisms? How do I get over this? But I feel like this person's more so, they dwell in that emotional energy, and they've probably had more emotional roller coaster relationships. But yeah, you're going to be excited that this person is going to be someone who gets to shake up that emotional stagnancy. They're going to be so interesting to you. I think that this instability that they are insecure about, you probably are a little excited about. I think that it's not to say that you like their emotional roller coasters or their, their volatility, but I think that you like how they're a little bit more chaotic or spontaneous than you, I feel like. That could be random. But yeah, I think that this relationship is going to be really important for both of you in slightly different ways, but you're both going to be as, like, the same color of passion too, Like, you're both going to be passionate about this relationship, but it's not like one person's going to be just, like, lovey-dovey and the other person's going to be just, like, intensely, like, broodingly, emotionally connected. You guys are both going to come at this relationship with similar mirroring energy. Feast, slow down, and celebrate yourselves. Yes, you guys are probably going to, the energy of this relationship probably is going to be very sensual, very, very grounded, a little, I don't want to say a little distant, but like maybe at first there is sort of cordiality. You guys do create a foundation, because I think that that's probably something that's important for both of you now. For your own reasons, you both really value foundations in a relationship, like after all of your experiences, whatever they are. And so you come together and like create a foundation, and then like a little bit later you're in a very deeply loving, committed relationship. And that relationship itself probably will be very steady, very stable. So I think that your energy of stability is going to leak into the peacefulness of the relationship. And then I think that but then their energy, I think that they also probably just have naturally a bit more of a creative energy. So I think that they're maybe a little bit more dreamy. I see them being, for example, I feel like this person's like a film buff, and then I feel like this person could just like watch nice stand-up comedy to decompress at night. But yeah, this relationship's going to be very, very connected in sensual areas, I'm getting kind of like the root chakra, sacral chakra. But also, yeah, I'd say third eye chakra, because red and blue make purple. Let me see if anything else wants to come out. Oops. Oh my gosh. This wanted to come out. These two. Say, gold, you don't need someone else to fix you, and sundress, do it for yourself. Oh my god, or do it for you. Oh my gosh, do it for yourself. Yeah, exactly. These are like such mirroring messages. They're very similar. You don't need someone else to fix you, and do it for you. So I feel like, yeah, you guys are both probably a little different in how you come across, maybe just energies. Maybe physically you look similar, like you dress the same or something, for example, but your energies could be very different. Maybe, I don't know, yeah, I'm getting maybe like, yeah, this person's the film buff and then this person's like the comedian, you know? Just different. But, or this person's just like, you know, the athlete. Something very different. But, yeah, so I feel like you guys are both going to have to learn your own independent lessons before you come into union, before you meet each other. And so you're going to have to learn this energy of, you know, do it for yourself. And I think that that's going to be also why probably you're very important for them, because I think that, they're going to have to learn that they sort of, despite all the toxic relationships they've had, that they deserve someone like you. And keep in mind, like, in this moment that they're thinking this, they have not met the real you. But they're like, I deserve someone like this person. And so they had to sort of, keep that in their mind as knowing something that even if they don't have it, that they deserve it. Even if they've never had it, they deserve it. And so then when they meet you, it's honestly like, oh, it's a relief. Like, I knew I deserve it, but now I know I deserve it. And then when it comes to you, yeah, I feel like you've had to just sort of, I don't know, I feel like your journey is a little bit more like you needed to learn who you are. And honestly, a very fulfilling, wonderful way you did that was career and hobbies and side hustles, things like that. And you know, if that's just something you've thought about up until this point, I say think harder and then do it. Because you definitely do have like that stable, potentially lucrative energy about it. Okay, but pile 4, hopefully this recorded, hopefully it all worked, but we'll see. And if it did, then please like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you liked, tell me what resonated. I'm new to tarot on YouTube, so please, any and all feedback very appreciated, because I just truly don't know who's watching, what they like, what they want, etc. But bye, pile 4, see you in the next one.